waiting.
Go live. There's no more waiting. We're done waiting.
No, it says to wait for a minute and 25
No,
seconds.
it should be gone now.
No, it says to wait for a minute and 20
That's
seconds.
but it's not
Oh,
allowed.
here it comes.
Oh, it's coming.
Um,
There, I got the mail that I am live. Thanks YouTube. Very cool.
hey, I mean, could you imagine just like, you're like, it's like 4 a.m. You're like, maybe you've just had like a night out and you're like coming home and you get that message from YouTube. You're live.
Eli's like, whoa. Okay, I guess we're doing this. We are
Yeah,
live
YouTube
now.
just what actually works in that you install the software and occasionally it will just randomly spring the fact that you're live on you and then you have to entertain the audience.
You're just about to go to bed, and they're like, "You're live." It's like, "Oh, god damn it!"
Sleeping stream. You can do a sleeping stream.
Yeah, it's just gonna be an empty room because I sleep in my bed in my bedroom.
Oh, you some kind of nerd?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, I didn't know.
I've tweeted that we are live.
I already retweeted it.
No, now you did, according to Twitter.
But everyone's left Twitter now because of the platform going weird.
Oh no, it wasn't like weird and cringe before. How did that happen?
Now it's more weird and
I don't
cringe.
know, it's the same for me. I'm gonna
Fair enough.
open up my Dr. Pooper. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Uh, so yeah, sorry for the delay. I forgot there was a work meeting today. And my phone gave me notice 5 minutes before it started. I was like, oh, that's bad.
So what you're telling me is it's all your fault.
Pretty much, pretty much. Hey, chat, what's going on? You looking forward to this incredible stream?
Oh, I get it.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
So,
Boo.
what was your favorite level in The Incredibles PS2, the
That's
game that we're
not
talking
what
about
we're
today?
doing, you liar.
I mean, they are both called The Incredibles, and we just agreed to talk about The Incredibles. So,
Shut up. Isn't the Cradles game called like something with the Underminer?
no, that's the second Incredibles game.
Ah, I see.
The first game I think is just called yeah, The Incredibles, PS2, came out
Mm,
in 2004. So yeah, this even the same year as the movie.
damn. The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really close, is it?
I don't even remember the Fantastic Four movies. That's probably a reason why.
Because they're bad.
Because they're bad. But they were so good in multiverse. Nah, just no, they weren't.
What do you mean they? That was just Reed Richards.
Took them all down. Just all of them. It was dumb
No,
enough for
just Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. Best nuclear
Ew.
super family movie. The Miners. No, not those no.
Ew.
New dating online. Chat, stop moving the bots. I'm trying to click them away. Okay, James did it. uh, here
Yeah,
comes the
everyone in
bot.
chat, stop typing.
No, it's fine. You can type again.
No.
No. Uh, isn't that our word band? Reed Richards?
Yeah, you're not allowed to say Reed Richards on YouTube
That's pretty.
anymore.
It is pretty spicy to say his name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, and if to be fair, you didn't. If you were just like to like invite me on stream and you would just say you are a Reed Richards, it would be really.
That's
I think you'd probably get banned for that.
twice. Yay, caught it live. Hello. Hello. Ew, it's you two. Yeah, hello to you too. Glad you're here.
Oh, ew, ew, it's us.
No,
Ew.
gross. I wish I wouldn't be us. Someone else. Yeah. Hey, if anyone was wondering whether Forge last week was, I got the Rona and then I was sick and I couldn't do it. That's basically it.
Or wouldn't. Simply refused.
I refused because I was in bed trying to not be sick anymore.
Right.
But Motel, people are already streaming Ragnarok. Well, I'm sorry. I get the pleb version. I get it when on the day it releases. So, yeah, it's not even here yet. It arrives tomorrow. But I will
That's
be playing that game tomorrow.
very nice.
It's because none of you in chat got me a copy early. That's basically all your fault. I didn't want to say it, but when you call me out like that, I just gonna say it's your fault, chat. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
What else is chat's fault?
Oh, to everything.
Ooh.
Even disease wants you to fail. What a bastard. Will be better. Sorry, not sorry. We should have said you wanted it then, Moodle. You don't deserve gifts from Chat Metal. Well, if there's not enough tips, we're gonna stop the stream. That's how it works.
What, just enough super chats since I've made enough money, goodbye.
Yeah, the DSP route of streaming.
Wait, is that what
Are you not?
DSP? Damage per second?
No, you know DSP, right? Sorry, the.
No, wait, that's DPS. Oh no.
Oh, I thought you
I
were.
thought it didn't seem right.
I thought you were making a meme. That's why I didn't say anything.
I was like, in my brain, I was like, that sounds a bit off, but that's right. That's right though.
Where's Mauler Moodle God of War discussion? That is right after this one.
Well, like immediately after, like as soon as we stop streaming.
Yeah, that's why I meant to start like an hour ago, but
Oh,
it's
I
fine.
thought you were memeing. I thought
we
it was in like. I thought you meant like it's tomorrow or something.
no, we doing that tonight. But I think they're doing real BBC anyway, and then after that we do the thing. It'll be fine. This whole Rona-chan that took me back a couple of days, and now I have to squeeze everything in before Ragnarok comes out. But hey, Mutually made me get tickets for Black Panther, so I'm gonna be watching that on Friday. Thanks, Mutually. Some valuable Ragnarok time I'm wasting there.
So, my favorite level is the Omnidroid fight. I think it's a really well done boss fight.
No,
Honestly.
I hated that. It was garbage.
All right, I'm gonna fight you now.
Do it, pussy.
You be the Omnidroid, and I'll be Mr. Incredible.
Oh, that's not fair. You're gonna win.
Well, I guess it depends which of the three fights against the Omnidroid, because I mean, there's two in the film. There's two fights between the Omnidroid and Mr. Incredible alone.
That's
Actually,
true.
no, I guess there's one. Syndrome is there for one, but he doesn't.
Well,
Mr. Incredible loses the
short.
second one.
He's very, very, very shortly. He's there. Syndrome. He gets yeeted by his own droid immediately. It's like, look at cool I am. It's like,
I meant in the second fight. So the first fight is on the island, and then the second fight is like really short because Mr. Incredible gets obliterated, and Syndrome is there for that one.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're actually talking about the movie now.
Oh, good.
That happened. When did that happen?
All the way at the end. So we're basically done already.
Yeah. Now that we've covered the second Omnidroid fight, okay. So then we have the third Omnidroid fight is the end, and then like Dash he runs like around like a track, and then that's it. Then he's done.
Cool. Sounds great.
And then the Underminer comes.
He does come.
Oh no.
I like I like his catchphrase though. It's pretty cool. I am always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
It's a really fun one. The dialogue in this film is very sharp, you might say.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's been a while since I watched this movie. I'm pretty sure I watched it with Mutually like a couple of years ago last time. Uh, and I watched it again, and it's just one of those movies where it's like, this is not a very complicated plot, but they use their time very, very, very well, and
I do.
it's fucking great.
There are some plot issues in it though that I believe I have noticed.
Well, you're probably gonna point them out then,
I probably am.
because that's what we do.
Yeah, but should we do it chronologically though?
I guess we should do that. Fast forward,
All
good
right.
job, guys. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.
We've become very efficient on this
Yeah.
channel.
Whether you need to give your Black Panther ticket to Swirlpool. That's racism. That's what we just said. I don't want it.
Wait, for some reason when I go to your channel and look at your videos page, all I can see is the John Wick video, Metal's Forge 1, Metal's Forge
You need to
2,
go to the
Metal's
live
Forge
tab.
3,
They
Metal Forge 4, Metal Forge 40, and
you
Metal
need to
Forge
go to the
41.
live tab.
I
They
don't want to.
well they did it that way. Live
That's really
streams are on
dumb.
there. Yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of that. I don't know why they didn't just leave it the way it was.
I mean, no, it should, as in, like, it's cool to have it as an option, but it should be, it should be optional for the creator.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because now your YouTube channel just it's gonna look bad forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they took away all the edges. All the thumbnails are like rounded edges now, rounded
Yeah,
corners.
they're not, that's so much for free speech, am I right?
Yeah. Apparently they
Yeah,
hate
because
the edge, which
yeah, they're
means
taking, I'm so glad you got it.
they don't take they wouldn't allow Zack Snyder on their platform is what they do.
Yeah, Zack Snyder is too
It's
edgy.
too edgy. Do do
Zack
do.
Snyder's The Incredibles.
Zack uh good old Zacky boy. Zacky let's have a look, see here. I'm gonna put on some visual stimulation here in the background.
Ooh.
I like how VLC immediately goes into pixelated brokenness as soon as I hit play. It's like blah, blah.
Wait, let me have a look. I want to see.
You can't see it very well. It was because of the
Well, now you're just teasing me.
yeah. Are you okay, VLC? Okay, we're good, I think. Yeah. All right. Well, here, The Incredibles. That's a movie I watched. Just put up
You're
a picture of
introduced.
Elastic Girl's butt.
Oh my God, so cool. So true, bestie.
Should play J video in the background instead. Oh, that's smart.
What about my video on The Incredibles?
No, that's shit.
I mean, it was the second video I ever posted to my channel about movies, so it probably isn't great.
I was about to ask if there's even real video because I don't recall that being a thing. But if it's a second
Yeah, that was
video, it
like
was a
2016.
while ago. 2016. Oh shit, that was 6 years ago. God damn.
Yeah.
Incredibles? I've seen that hentai. No, Odin, stop. That's not what we're talking
No!
about. No, not the nasty version today. Maybe next time.
Now, next time we'll be going to Rule 34,
Oh god.
Incredibles page, and we'll be rating our favorites. We'll be giving them each their own cum factor.
A cum tier list. Incredicum list. Incredicum tier. There's a joke there somewhere. You can find it yourself.
I don't think there is.
Shut up. If I say it loud enough, people will believe me.
Well, it wasn't very loud. I think you need to scream cum more loudly. If that's going to be your approach.
Almost did.
Or to be fair, almost doing it is the same as doing it. So
No, okay. Anyway, I skipped the whole beginning little intro sequence they do because they start with almost like a I don't know 60s 70s kind of vibe, where we
I believe
have
it's actually supposed to be even earlier than that.
even earlier.
The timeline, I believe the most of the movie is set in the 60s. So
Oh,
this being the glory days is about 20 years before, so it's,
oh, okay.
around the 40s, maybe 50s.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you look at the cars and stuff, they look kind of like that. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it's like 40s then, 40s, 50s. Fair enough. But yeah, they're doing like interviews with Elastigirl and Doctor Incredible. He's not called like that, but I felt like saying Doctor here. I don't know why. And
Wait,
and
hang
Frozen.
on. Metal, for some reason, I don't know why, but like I paused at like because I've got the file open as well, so just look at, clips of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And are you familiar with the concept of yassification?
Yassificate. I think I've heard that before, but I don't remember what it is.
Where like someone has like makeup on and like they're all yassed up.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, the still that I paused on, Mr. Incredible just looks entirely yassified. I'm sending you that now so that you can see it, and then you can decide if the chat needs to see it. That's your decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No.
It's like with the closed eyes and everything.
Does look he looks like he's got a lot of blush on, some lip gloss, and yeah, he looks real yassified.
Yes. Hang on.
I didn't like hearing that.
Look at here. Look at this chat. It's yassified. Look at this.
Mr. Incredible if he were a bottom.
I hope that was worth it, chat.
You're welcome, chat.
Yeah, that's what you get when you're here. You get yassified. God damn. Uh, but yeah, we just hear them talk, have like an interview, and Mr. Incredible is like, can't you just keep it safe here for at least a little bit? I just cleaned it up. Like, it pretty much comes across as the hero man, like kind of jokey and lighthearted, but takes the hero business very seriously. And then Elastigirl is just like, I'm like up there with the top brass. I don't really want to settle in and stuff. Which comes right after Mr. Incredible says, sometimes I think about, settle down, have a family and stuff. Sounds kind of nice, not having the stress all the time. And then Frozone says something about not caring what, I don't know, other heroes'
Where
things are.
he said like superhero women always try to tell him their secret identity to like
Oh, okay.
as flirting with him,
Oh yeah, and he
and
basically
he's
just
just
like,
like,
I don't care. It's fine.
yeah, I don't care. You just be like super mega ultra babe with me, all right? That's
Yeah. So yeah, we just get a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of those three in the beginning. And then we see that Mr. Incredible is like on the way to somewhere, and he always has his little police radio on, and it's like, oh shit, there's something going on. It's like, oh, I have time, and we learn it's like, hey, so he takes this whole superhero business so seriously that in fact on the day he has his wedding, he gets there late because he
yes.
stops at like multiple instances to save people and do superhero things.
Well, I mean, it's like I like to think that a lot of people would do the same because every time he does, okay, so he goes out to do hero work on his wedding day, right?
Yeah.
And like that's a decision. But then once he's out there, he keeps being thrust into situations where people's lives are in danger,
Yeah.
and he has the choice to save them or to just like run away and go and get married. And he always goes to save people.
Yeah. As someone says in chat, it's like, yeah, I got time. It's like, I got time to do this. It's fine. But yeah, this is like the whole cascade of things happening. Like he's going after the policeman, and then the old lady's like, she just walks onto the street while he's going there with like super rocket speeds. It's like, oh, Mr. Incredible, stop. And just like, oh shit, full stops. it's like, yeah, okay, I'll get her, and just whacks down the cat, and then uses the tree to stop the those robbers for the police. Uh,
Yeah.
and then we see like Buddy, who calls himself Incrediboy. He's like a super fan of Mr. Incredible, and wants to be a sidekick. He's like, oh, you don't even need to teach me. I just want to chill out and stuff. And he's like, no, fuck off. I work alone.
So
And
this
yeah,
so there's already my first point of because this movie, right, is fucking great, but there are so many like small points of contention where it's like, what's that about, guys? As in, like, I think this would be like the perfect movie for CinemaSins to cover properly because CinemaSins is really bad at their job. But if they were good at it, this would be like the perfect kind of movie for them because it's a great movie. But
yeah.
there's a load of stuff where you can be like, okay, but what is that about though? The costuming in this movie, right? The superheroes are deliberately trying to protect their identities.
Yeah.
Um, and they wear like little masks on their eyes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to hide their identities, which when you look at it visually, it's like I can tell who that guy is.
I mean,
Right.
it's it's that whole Superman kind of dealio,
Exactly.
right? Where it's like, oh, nobody realizes that. It's like, okay, I guess that's just a thing you have to accept when you want to watch Superman.
So yeah, but the thing is to accept it, it needs to remain consistent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't suddenly have like if you want to accept that like no one realizes Clark Kent is Superman, you can't suddenly have like a guy who's like known Clark Kent the whole time look at a picture of Superman and go, "Wait, that's you," because then it like shatters everything.
Yeah.
In this scene with Buddy, Mr. Incredible looks at him and he's got one of these eye masks on and he goes, "Oh wait, I know you. You're that kid from the fan club. You're Buddy." And you're
Oh, I
like,
gotcha.
"Oh
Yeah.
no!" To be fair, actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe in at the fan club he was already wearing this costume. That's not impossible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a thing. It's one of those things that seems like it would be best if it remained consistent.
Yeah.
Um, but it does not seem to do that.
That is a fair point, I think.
But it's also very small.
Yeah. The chin on that kid. Jeez, that's a big chin.
Big chin.
Could say he has big chin syndrome.
I also I keep just like going to random frames. Like as you said, big chin. I skipped through to look at the big chin, and for some reason, this is the frame that came up for me. It's just it's one that sort of emphasizes big chin. Not of syndromes though, of someone else, Mr. Incredible's chin. But it's like
He's got
it's the
a
perfect chin frame. It's coming. It's 2 MB, and it's taking a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Big
very
chin.
very pointy chin.
See, that's what I promised, a picture of a big chin. Didn't you? Aren't you glad you waited for that?
Very happy. I'm gonna show chat.
Big chin moment.
Look at that big old chin. It's like "Nyeh." Can use it for doors to be held up
Yeah.
and stuff. Yikes. Wow. Right. Where did my VLC go? There it is. So, the Buddy is just chilling in his car. It's like, yeah, I want to be your friend and sidekick. It's like, no, go away. And he gets a bit annoyed, and then he just kind of yeets him out of the car with like an eject seat. He goes like, poof,
Yeah.
and then he just drives off. And yeah, he just goes on to find more things. Like some lady got her handbag robbed, and he gets to the guy on the on the roof. And this is where we see Elastigirl for the first time in action. And he punches
Hey,
the
they're
guy.
flirting.
They do the big flirts.
They're like, "Ooh, I want to fuck you."
Well, joke's on us because they probably already fucked.
No, they're waiting until marriage, Metal.
Oh, it's a good Christian family? Okay, I'm sorry.
Good Christian American 1940s family.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, they do a little flirty flirt. But
Yeah,
we learn that these two they're actually getting married in a
today.
bit, and it's kind of fun because he's like, oh, I have time to do this, and she seemingly had the same thought. It's like, yeah, I have time to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Incredible takes it a little farther, like, because he's still not done. Like, it's getting dark already, and then he sees some commotion going on, and Frozone. He's like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Frozone, motherfucker." And
So, like, this is a busy city for crime, not gonna lie.
yeah, well, apparently this guy is trying to suicide himself. This
Yeah.
and he quote unquote saves him, and he's a bit annoyed at that. And then Mr. Crow,
That feels like almost just like a meme. Like, what if a superhero saved someone who was trying to kill themselves, and they're like, "Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, hey."
I finally had the courage to do it, and then you just save me. It's like what Mr. Crow says, like, "Oh, with some counseling, you'll get over it. It's fine that I saved you."
Yeah, yeah. The line is the jumping guy is like, "I think you broke something," and Mr. Incredible says, "Yeah, with counseling, I think you'll learn to forgive me."
Yeah, this is a great line. Uh, but
But
yeah,
then the building that he saved him into is having a bank robbery take
yeah,
place in it right now.
yeah, by Bon Voyage. It's a French supervillain, and I think he legit just speaks French the whole time.
He does, yeah.
And then oh, Buddy is back. He's like, oh, I'm here to help you. And he's like, no, go away. This is like it's dangerous here. Just stop it. And we learn that he seems to be quite handy with building things because he built himself some little rocket shoes that seem to be very effective.
Yeah, he can just fly.
Uh,
With shoes like these, anyone could just fly.
yeah. And but Bon Voyage is a cunning villain. He uses that distraction to put a bomb on the lad, and he doesn't
Yeah.
realize. And then Mr. Girl's like, "Oh no, I need to save the child now," and he grabs onto his cape, uh, and gets rid of the bomb. And that just gives even more, this makes even more problems because he falls down onto some train tracks. And there's a train approaching, and those train tracks are exploded. So he has to stop the train now, and he jumps in front of the train and just stops it with his hands. And he's just getting thrown around from thing to thing he's got to do. Like he just saved that one kid, and now there's more repercussions, and he has to stop the train from falling down. And
This is the last one though. Now
this
he's
is the
just gonna
last
get
one
married.
for tonight, so he can go off to get married. So yeah, kind of busy. Also, quite kind of funny that I just randomly thought about that. He got
Oh, what?
but Buddy got screwed by his cape twice in this movie.
Oh, so he did.
Yeah,
Huh.
which is like a funny a joke like somewhere in the middle by Edna. It's like no capes because like all these people died, all these heroes got fucked because of it, and Buddy has a cape and could
Everyone remembers no capes.
no capes. He gets his the bomb on his cape. But yeah, police is here, and he's basically like, "Okay, you got this. Sorry, I let Bon Voyage get away, but you know, really gotta go." And then he goes to the wedding, and well, see, it's incredible, in Elastigirl, and they kind of sort of like, "Oh, aren't you a bit late?" And like, "Oh, it's fine. Just had to do things." And she basically tells him, like, "Hey, I love you, but if we're getting married, you need to be more than just a superhero because families and stuff." And yeah, they are married now.
the superhero wedding where they're all like, out of their costume reminded me of YouTubers meeting each other in real life when, publicly they go by like some stupid name and have like some like stupid fucking avatar that they go by. Like, and then, then they're all just hanging out like, hey, Dave. And you're like, wait, that's weird.
That's weird. Yeah. And then we see the fallout from this whole day, because that one guy he saved, that didn't want to be saved, he sued Mr. Incredible.
What an America moment.
Yeah. It was incredible. It's like, I saved your life. It's like, well, I didn't ask you to. You ruined my day, I think he says, or something.
I think. Wait, I want to look at the Incredibles transcript because
Yeah.
I think it's you ruined my death.
Oh.
However, ruined my day is much funnier.
Swabble says, ruined my death. You ruined my death. Okay, apparently it's death. Okay. I think ruined my day would be even funnier, though. You ruined my day!
Yeah, we get a newsreel, old-timey style montage showing superheroes essentially having to deal with like property damage liability.
Yeah. Because
Which-
this lawsuit sets a precedent, and now all kinds of heroes getting sued by people, and it goes so far that they end. I think if I understood correctly, is they have to decide if they want to keep their superhero identity or their normal human identity, right?
That is no.
So they just have to get rid of their superhuman identity.
Yeah, they
Okay.
they can't do hero work anymore.
Okay, so it's just straight
I
up.
know what
Okay.
line made you think that, but it's not what she says.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna beat you.
No, not again. So yeah,
Oh,
now.
the transcript is divided into scenes. That's cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. Anyway,
Just saw a movie, was gonna jump, man, such a good day. They just saves me. But yeah, then we have we have a time skip to I don't know how many years in the future this is. Probably like 10-ish years. Probably a bit more because Violet is like in her teenage years,
I
I
believe
think.
it is 15 years
Yeah, that makes
later.
sense.
I think it says it on the little screen.
Well, I didn't write that down, so sorry.
Cry.
No, you were the one crying.
It wasn't.
Cope and seethe.
No.
Come.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And then we see that Mr. Incredible now has to work normal 9-to-5 office job. And he works in an insurance company. And there's like this old lady there is like, oh, I can't afford this. And he still tries to be a little bit of a hero because he seems to help people as best as he can. And even this kind of scenario, because he goes like, so I can't help you. And I definitely cannot tell you that you need to do this, and this to go do the thing with your issue.
He's bending the rules a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, a detail that I really like is that you see in the wide shot that he is the only person. His little office cubicle is the only one with that big concrete pillar in it.
Yeah.
So he has like half the space, despite being like fucking
Enormous.
massive.
Yeah.
Like he takes up like a quarter of the space in his office.
Mm-hmm. He's a large boy.
He's a big chungus.
Big chungo. He got chungo as well. He gained a lot of weight. He got a big old belly.
Yeah, but he's still got his muscles.
He got his muscles because he has superpowers, and those stay.
Yeah.
So then he goes like, okay. He kind of looks around and is like, okay, no one is watching. Okay, I'm gonna tell you to do this. Then at the end he goes like, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And then he just goes back down. Now go away and be upset. And he's like, oh, but has like all the notes she needs to get
It's a
to get
very
through with
fun
her.
scene.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's real effective at just immediately showing how he has adjusted to his new situation, what aspects of his character have remained the same.
Yeah. And every time he does something like this, he smiles, and throughout the rest of the job, he's just kind of like frowning. It's like, oh, sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
So 9 to 5.
Helping people brings him a little bit of joy.
So basically, normal 9 to 5 works. Like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Then his boss comes in. I don't know. He just yells at him because he's like, all your people cost too much money and stuff. Stop it or something. Yeah, that's it. And then he's sad again. And he gets a call from his wife, Helen. And
Yeah, he does.
it's
This
like,
is
hey, I
wait,
just go
this is
ahead.
the first thing. I think this happens first, doesn't it? Yeah, this is the first thing that we see. Is the call from Helen.
Yeah, it's like in between the talk with the old lady. Carson's like, hey, we officially moved in. It's like, oh, did the other years not count or the other months? It's like, no, because there's still only one box that was left over and now it's empty. And he's like, that's great, Donnie. But yeah, she's off to pick up the children from school, and then we get to learn that the children have some powers as well. We got Dash. Oh, I wonder what kind of power he has. He's a speedy boy.
Fast.
He's fast. They called him Dash.
Go.
And we have the teacher is like, he put a thumbtack below my butt during the thing. And Hal's like, oh, can you prove that? It's like, yeah, I have video footage, but you can't see shit because he's too fast. And I was like, see, he moved, and then I sat down and it hurt. Coincidence? I think not. I think that's where the meme started, right?
Yeah, that's the meme. That's one of the meme lines from this movie. It's such a great reaction image, isn't it?
Yeah, I completely forgot it wasn't that movie, so I was like, I remember that.
Meme.
Memes. I like.
We need to when we do Star Trek, we need to keep looking out for the meme frames because there are so many like popular like shots of Picard that became memes.
We only find our own ones.
Yeah. To be fair, they are pretty good.
The groans.
This is sex.
That's a good one as well. This is sex.
What race are you?
What? Oh, that was yesterday. That was funny. Didn't even notice it at first, and I was like, oh no.
It's just funny. It's like a steal out of context.
Yeah. What if your superpower was telekinesis, but only when you're actively saying slurs?
The louder you say it, the more powerful the telekinesis is.
Yeah.
It's like you can whisper it under your breath to do something small, but you've got to shout it out if.
You want to like carry
This is
a
a really
car
interesting. This is a really interesting limitation.
It just goes like, I'm sorry, I have to do this, and just yells the N-word super loudly to stop a bad guy. Oh, that's hilarious. Someone needs to do this. That's fucking hilarious. That could be like a really funny bit. Slurman, help us. Oh, God. Anyway.
Man, that's just his name. That's the aspect of his hero work that he's decided to brand himself around.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's no real hiding it.
No, not really. Not really.
Do you think he would be banned from Twitter?
I think so, yeah. But yeah, obviously Dash did it, but they can't prove it. And the principal is basically like, ugh, not again. You can't prove it. You seem kind of insane, Mr. Teacher. And they drive off to go get Violet. They have like a little talk how Dash is like kind of annoyed he can't use his powers. Like, oh, just I don't know. If you want me to have like an outlet, just let me do fucking sports or something. Like, I just want to do something because I have these cool powers. She's like, no, that's too not dangerous, but too obvious. And he's like, come on, I'm just gonna win by a little bit more. Like, I'm gonna be careful. And
And
she,
they don't want to be spotted as supers.
yeah, pretty much. Uh, yeah, and they get to Violet. Violet's just waiting there. We learn that she has invisibilitism's power. She can turn invisible. And a little bit later, we also see that she can produce a shield, if she likes, she wants to. And we just see her having like a crush on another boy in the
Yeah.
school, and she turns invisible, but only the head because she's still wearing clothes. It just works, kind of, because the
Yeah,
rest is
because she's
covered.
standing behind a wall.
Yeah, and yeah, that's basically. She's very shy and stuff. She has like
You can tell because she's got her hair over her face.
yeah, pretty much all her face except the left eye. Yeah.
Yeah, because she needs that to see.
Yeah, you need eyes to see, Chad. In case you didn't know that, that's your lesson for today. If you don't have eyes, you can't see. There you go. That's
True. True.
can't say you don't learn anything on Metal's Forge, okay?
We get Mr. Incredible coming home from his long day at work, and oh my god, I fucking love the shot of him in the traffic jam in his car that is like the same size as he
Oh
is.
yeah. It's great. Hang on, let me go. I nailed that. Look at that. He's so big. Like his shoulder width is like almost the whole car. He's just kind of crouched in there.
It's very fun.
He looks so pissed. He's like so over it. He's like,
This is like,
"Ugh."
I don't know, this is like peak Disney Pixar visual design, you know?
That's actually something I wanted to mention. Like, this is from 2004,
Yeah.
2005. This looks awesome still to this day.
Oh
Like
yeah.
the art style they used here is so ageless. It works so well. It's great.
I'm
Uh,
noticing that the lighting is just really solid in places as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
When
It just did a fantastic job with all of it. There's like some things when you get like some wide shots of a forest, it's like, okay, yeah, it's 2004, I can tell. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
characters and stuff, and when they talk and move around, it's like this is really cool and stylized, and I don't think it's ever gonna age badly whenever you're gonna watch it. I think it
I
just
think
looks
that all of the
fantastic.
bad aging that's happened to it has already happened, and it's never going to look worse to people than it looks now. And
Yeah.
which is saying a lot because it looks fucking great right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are a couple of shots. Yeah, as you said, a couple of wide shots where you're like,
It's like, yeah, I can
there's
tell when that's a bit older.
there's some detail that's probably missing from this, but and a lot of particularly in the cityscapes, I think that the lack of detail often works to the movie's advantage
Mm-hmm.
because you know with a cityscape you have right very inorganic just
Sorry.
basic 3D shapes as structures.
Yeah.
The buildings are all, you know, they're buildings. It's not a forest of trees.
Yeah.
Um, and in a way, having only the visual elements that essentially you need to understand the shot kind of works, right? It's not over complex. It's not over cluttered with background detail. Instead, the background detail is relatively minimal, but it still looks like the thing that it is,
Mm-hmm.
which works really well, I think. It gives the movie this kind of almost, I don't know, it gives it a particular tone. But yeah, when you're working with organic stuff like trees and you've got the background is like the whole forest, you
Mm-hmm.
can real tell that well, let's be fair, I'm looking at a few shots of the forest now, it looks pretty good. The one that springs to mind immediately is when the plane is going underwater to the island,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the island there, and it's like clearly it's not what the shot is focusing on,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you can still have a look at it. It's you know, them copy pasted trees.
Yeah. Oh, and when they approach the city at the end with the rocket, you can see that There's a lot of same-ish sections of buildings
I've
everywhere.
never noticed that.
Yeah, I can kind of tell if you look like at the corners of it and the sides, you can kind of tell. It's not like awful or anything, which is something you notice if you look at it, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. To be fair, that's one that I like though as well because I'm looking at that shot now and it just
Hmm.
looks stylized more so than ha actually having detail missing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, Mr. Incredible going home, not happy. Goes to his little suburban house. Well, it's actually not that little. It's actually pretty big. Now that I look at it. Uh,
That's a real nice house.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, he kind of slips or trips on a skateboard that's in the driveway, and he grabs onto the roof of the car, and he sees he's completely bent it, and he's like, "Ah, god damn it, this sucks." And then the door doesn't close properly. He's already over it. Just slams it shut and breaks the window. He's like, "Ah, god damn it!" He just picks up the whole car, about to throw it, and then you have like I don't know, little Timmy down there. He's like, "It was chewing gum."
Yeah.
Just
This guy doesn't seem.
I love this shot, like this small, small
Oh yeah,
child.
yeah.
Look at his. I haven't looked at
Looking
it
at a
as
man lifting a car.
I just haven't looked at it with a freeze frame. It just kind of looks like, oh shit.
That's a great freeze frame. It's like, hey, this guy, he doesn't look too great at dealing with his anger. I wonder if that's going to come up again.
Yeah, he's gonna kill that poor child. Yeah. Uh. So yeah, he's just kind of angrying out and just puts down the car. It's like, it's all cool. Doesn't even say a word. He's just like, okay, just gonna go inside now. Nothing to see here.
He's just very strong.
He is very strong. Bob screaming, Ares! uh, yeah, no, they all have just some dinner. And, yeah, he's kind of absent-minded, just looks at the newspaper. And they kind of just have like a normal conversation, really, for a bit. It's like, hey, how was school? It's like, oh, it was fine. Hey, don't you want to tell your dad that you got brought to the principal's office again? It's like, nah, it's fine. Yeah. And then he gets interested.
Well,
He's like not really interested, the dad, Bob is. And then he tells Dash tells her, it's like, yeah, I did it in there. And it's like, they didn't catch you? He gets like really excited because Dash used his power so well, apparently. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you didn't see it? He's like, oh, that's amazing. How fast did you go? And like the Dash gets like excited too. It's like, yeah, it was like great. He's like, keep cutting the meat for that Dash couldn't cut himself, and just kind of cuts through the plate because he gets so excited. And Helen's like, no, don't encourage him. He's like, oh, goddamn, fine. You take my plate. I'm gonna fuck off somewhere else. So you
then he
can.
reads that Gazer Beam is missing. But what were you going to say?
Oh, it just shows where they're what they kind of want to do. Like Helen just kind of wants to stay hidden, chill out, live the normal life, while Bob is basically like, oh man, I want to go back to superhero stuff. Like that's what I live for. Like that gets me excited and stuff. And he probably even wants to pass it on to his children because he's so excited about it. It's like, yeah, I got to do the right thing. And it's like, well, you use your powers, that's awesome. Like, they didn't see you at all. It's like, no, they even taped it, didn't work. He's like, yeah, that's great. Like, that's like something that he would bond with his family about. He's like, no, he doesn't want to do this normal stuff. It's like not interesting to him.
Just all of these scenes we're getting are very thorough with
Yeah.
addressing character motivations.
Absolutely.
They're very efficient at laying on how every character feels about, basically just their entire life.
Yeah, Bob has what I would call retired star athlete syndrome. Yeah, it's rare for people in the spotlight to stop being in the spotlight. Yeah, that's actually a very, very common thing for pro wrestlers. They just never.
I knew you were going to say pro wrestlers.
I'm just knowledgeable about that stuff, but yeah, it's not uncommon for wrestlers to retire multiple times. Ric Flair retired like 17,000 times. Like, just one more, just one more, just one more. Uh, yeah, because they want to stay in the spotlight.
Have fun.
But yeah, it's yeah, I know what you mean, definitely. But yeah, that's what I meant when I said in the beginning. This is like this movie uses its time very well to establish the characters. You know in the end who you're dealing with, and
Yeah.
why they behave in a way they would.
Oh, fuck.
What is it?
Ah, sorry, what, continue?
Oh, I was done. I'm just gonna go ahead with the next stuff.
Oh, I pulled my headphones out of my PC, so
You do that
I
a lot.
lost. Shut up. I've only done it twice in like the last month, but both of them were on call with you. And also, I used to do it a lot more, but that's because like I had my PC set up differently in a way that it was really easy to accidentally pull my headphones out of the socket.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be why that happened.
Yeah. Right. And then we hear Violet have some talkings, and they just kind of. I think she says like, "Oh, what do you know about being normal? Like, we're not normal." And she's like having this teenage crisis almost. It's like, I want to be normal, but I can't. And you don't even know what normal means.
Yeah,
Uh,
in a way, you've got for both the kids, they're kind of having almost stereotypical problems for kids of their ages.
yeah.
You've got like, Dash being the troublemaker, hyperactive, like 10-year-old boy or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and Violet the shy, seemingly kind of depressed
Yeah.
um 14-year-old girl. So film sort of wants to seem, I think it seems to want to represent in some ways a typical family, but obviously contrast that with the less typical elements of this family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when because they kind of fight and Dash is doing his super speed and he just kind of slaps her at the back of the head all the time. And then she uses a shield to stop him. So yeah, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. And it's like, Bob, this is the time for you to intervene because Helen tries to stop them with her stretchy arms, and then he comes in and picks up the whole table with all of them on them. It's like, stop it now, stop.
There's some great freeze frames here. What one where it looks like Dash is about to bite Violet. If you pause on the frame where the doorbell rings.
Hang on. Oh my god, I nailed that. I didn't even know when it comes up, but I nailed it. Look at that. So
Pure metal.
to bite the arm. And great, the little baby Jack is just looking. It's like, yeah, I can do more.
Oh yeah,
I am
laughing the whole
I
time.
am entertained. It's like, you want me to intervene? I'm intervening. Just grabs the whole table.
A line that I find interesting in this scene, by the way, is when Violet mentions that Jack is the only normal member of their family because they don't think Jack has powers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dash, while he gets a lot of use out of his powers, he says that he thinks Jack is lucky because Jack doesn't have powers, which
Mm.
is particularly interesting in showing where he's at mentally, and that he almost, seeming like Mr. Incredible, feels held back, and that he using his, even though he has powers and that he does actually use them sometimes, the fact that he can't use them is more frustrating than for him. Um, it's so frustrating for him that he feels that it would just be nice to not have them at all,
Mm.
and which makes sense because we've seen him talk about wanting to try out for like sports, and obviously his parents won't let him, or I guess Helen won't let him because
Yeah.
he has powers and he'll absolutely dominate in a way that might be, you can see why she might not want Super Speed Boy to
Yeah,
do sports.
she does point out that he's like very competitive.
Yeah,
So when he says, "Oh, I'm just gonna hold back," it's like, you probably won't. You're very competitive. You're also a little boy, so you're probably gonna go hard.
yeah.
But yeah, then the doorbell rings. Like, ooh, or like just kind of go back to normal. It's like, come on, open the door. But it's chill. It's chill. It's chill. See, that wasn't even on purpose.
Nice.
It's Frozone.
I, or should I say ice?
Eyes to see you. That's what Bob says.
It is what Bob
Eyes of you
says.
to come around. And Frozone's like, oh, I never heard that one before.
Hey, he must be pretty tired of all them ice puns.
Oh,
One thing that's
look at his face when he says, "I've never heard that one before."
one thing that's real fun, I guess. Well, a lot of people know like the famous scene. You know the famous scene. It might be the most famous scene in the film.
Where is
Honey,
my super suit?
where is my super suit?
It's so great.
Um, but for the I remember seeing like articles about it when Incredibles 2 came out. It's like, hey, Incredibles 2 confirms that Frozone's wife is actually called Honey, and that's her name. And
Okay.
I remember that coming out, and I was like, yeah, we already knew that. That was in the first one. Because when in the scene, Helen says to Frozone, "Hey, yeah, say hello to Honey for me." It's like, yeah, it's just because
No,
it's the famous scene where he's just like, "Honey," and that's a pet name that some people have.
I get it. I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
even.
no,
I
I'm going to
didn't.
explain it to you more clearly so that you
No, don't
understand.
do it.
Honey is like a
Oh
name that
no,
sometimes people use to like refer to. Okay.
I don't get it. I mean, what? um. Right. So yeah, but Frozone is here to pick up the Bob because
LeBob.
it's Wednesday, my dudes. It's time for the quote unquote bowling.
Yeah, time for bowling. And
Uh,
you've got
oh yeah, and Dash spits out some water so Frozone can freeze it, but he just wanted to see it shatter on the ground because like I like to see it shatter.
yeah. I like that little detail where when the doorbell rings, they all immediately stop like using their powers and like,
Yeah,
sit down normally. And then when they open the door and it's Frozone, they all start like casually using their powers again.
yeah,
Because
'cause-
hey, it's like little he's safe. He has powers too.
yeah. So yeah, they go chill out in the car, and they're listening to the police radio. And that's
Yeah,
where
I can never get that channel on my radio.
yeah, it's weird, huh? It's like you're not supposed to
Yeah.
have it. What?
Hey, you can't
Yay!
tell me what to do.
I already did.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Because I can. You're just allowed to have a police scanner or
Uh,
radio or
I
both.
like how I mean the character work is all just so fucking good in this film, but like I enjoy seeing just how eager Bob is to get in on like all of the crimes that are being reported.
Yeah.
Get in on the crimes. That's probably not the best way to phrase it. Um, but go and sort them out. Whereas Frozone seems to be at like the end of a tether with it, where maybe he had fun the first couple times, but it's getting old now.
Yeah, because Frozone was like, hey, how about we actually go bowling? How about we do what we actually tell our wives we do? It's like,
Yeah,
nah, come on.
but this is probably Mr. Incredible's last outlet for
Superhero stuff.
yeah, this is pro as in like just going with Frozone to like stop robbers and stuff at night
Mm-hmm.
is almost certainly the last thing essentially keeping him sane. This is the last
Yeah,
little piece of what he used to do he has left. And even though he has to do it like anonymously, he still clearly really enjoys it. But losing out on Frozone, I don't imagine that he's going to be as enthusiastic. Maybe he would be enthusiastic going out and doing it on his own, but still like he clearly has a very big sense of camaraderie with Frozone, and
mm-hmm.
losing him to do this activity would be like a huge hit.
Absolutely.
Which he does at the end of this little sequence.
Um, Yeah, before and then they hear that there's like a fire going on. It's like, ooh yeah, fuck yeah, fire. It's like, okay, calm down. Fire's not
And
as.
also, they're being watched.
Yeah, I was about to say that they're being watched by someone. I was like,
Who
ooh,
who refers to Mr. Incredible as the fat guy.
the fat guy. Bit rude, but true.
Yeah, bit rude, bit rude. Mirage.
Wow, spoilers.
Hey, no, her name isn't a spoiler.
Yeah, because the name is Mirage.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's
It's a
probably a
cool
superhero.
name.
There's probably a superhero that was called Spoiler.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds like that would be in this universe.
Well, I
Spoil.
remember there being like an implication that Mirage has like superpowers at some point that we don't see, but I can't remember what that is.
I don't think so. I think he's just like assistant lady for Syndrome.
Yeah. I don't know. Or like Mirage. I guess Mirage is probably a fake name.
Yeah, like an undercover name or like an agent name or something.
Although with superhero media, you never know, right? It might just be like Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah, yeah, it's fair.
That's one of my like most hated of all of them, right? Edward Nigma, I kind of can forgive. It's really dumb, but like it's not. Oh, because you know what because Harleen is a name. That is a name, and Quinzel Metal is also a name. But
Hmm.
you know what are both much more common names than Harleen and Quinzel?
Edward, for example.
Harley
Ah.
and Quinn.
It's like it should be the other way around.
Well, yeah, yeah. If she was just called like Harley Quinn, like that was just her real name, it would be like a little silly, but kind of, like a just like cheeky little wink nod. But like
Yeah.
Harleen Quinzel is like, oh my God, shut up.
Like really? That's what you came up with? Uh
Uh, it's like it really
you
feels
don't
like they took 30 seconds on it. Huh?
you don't like Ian Credible Hulk? Oh, go on. Um so yeah, they go to help those people in the fire. They have them all grabbed. And they're like, "Oh shit, shit's on fire. This is all crashing down." Um He's like, "Hey, use your ice powers." And he tries to. It's like, "Well, it doesn't work." He's like, why does it work? Isn't that like your thing? Don't you use like the water in the air?" And he's like, "Well, if you haven't noticed, there's fire everywhere, so there's not any water in the air. Also, I'm dehydrated."
Yeah.
So they
Um,
have to crash through the wall, even though Mr. Incredible didn't want to, because the structural integrity of that building is already shot with the fire, but they have no other choice.
yeah, they come out into a jeweler's where they set off alarms, and the cops
Mm-hmm.
are on the draw real fast.
Oh, they're real fast. They have this one real
I mean,
scared police officer coming in and tells them to freeze.
I guess they might have already been on their way for the fire.
I would guess so, yeah.
Um,
Because they
he,
all, I mean, they got they got the info of the fire from the police scanner, right? So they were alerted for that one.
so there's like an extremely is it just me or is it really weird that the police send in one guy first and then all the rest?
Yeah, I thought that too. Because it's only this one guy, and he's super
Yeah, and all
scared.
the rest are just waiting outside. Like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah, it's a
And yeah,
bit.
he is super scared, super nervous.
Yeah, I think they did it that way so so Frozone can actually take that sip of water so he could use his powers. Uh,
Yeah.
but it seems a bit
Um,
nonsensical that the others don't
well,
come in with him.
even then, like they established earlier that he can use his powers by being either hydrated or using the water in the air. And now that they're not near the fire, I would be happy for it to just be like humidity now.
Yeah, yeah, which would be fine. So yeah, they could have just not done this. Seems a bit
Also, he
silly.
freezes the cop, and there's a few of these little details in this film. Every time you will notice like a henchman or like a just like a random person is like hurt by one like it's attacked by one of the superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
They may be injured, but they will clearly show afterward like they will find some way of showing that they're still alive.
Yeah.
So with this one, for example, the Frozone freezes the guy, and his eyes are still moving inside the ice, and all the other cops are there, so he's
Yeah.
probably gonna be fine. That's probably not how being frozen, like entirely encased in ice, actually works,
No,
but
not at all.
it's realism within context. It's
Yeah, yeah.
fine. As they
Uh,
do it again later as well with stuff like whenever in like Syndrome Space when like Mr. Incredible chucks like really heavy stuff at the guards.
mm-hmm.
They always show the guards like groaning afterwards, like "ow,"
Okay.
so that you the viewer know that he's knocked them out rather than killing them.
There's a bunch of them dying though at the end there.
Where is that? When did that bunch of them die?
When they're in their little ships, jets, whatever they are, the
Oh yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
circular
To be fair,
things.
a lot of them died too. Dash has a pretty high kill
I was
count,
about
I
to say
guess.
Dash has like he just started. He's like I got 6 today.
It's like I guess it's interesting because like I think those are all cases of self-defense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whereas when the superheroes go in for the attack, it's generally shown to be non-lethal.
yeah. They don't really go for the kills. You could say.
Yeah, yeah. They don't go for the kills ever, right? You've got moments where it's like, yeah, that killed that guy, but like, what else could you do, really?
Mm-hmm.
When like they cause like one of their helicopters to crash or something.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, they escape and Bob goes home, finds a little bit of cake, which I'm a bit jealous of, because it looks like a delicious chocolate cake, which I could go for right now. But that's beside the point because I like that freeze frame too, where he gets in fighting stance because Helen is waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, that's a really fun one,
With the
especially with like the cake dropping down his chin.
yeah. uh, I don't even know that.
Basically every frame of this movie is great. I just keep like skipping to random frames, and it's just like a really great expression that the character is pulling, or like a really great pose or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, there's just I skipped to this scene and it's got such like a good Mr. Incredible. Sorry, I died that. Just a great like
No,
Mr.
shame.
Incredible face.
Yeah, he has some good faces throughout the movie. For some reason, I didn't write down what they exactly talk about here, but I think it's just, hey, where have you been? It's like, oh yeah, it took a little longer or something. Uh, do you recall if there's anything super interesting in here? I don't think so.
Well, it's a great conversation. It's a culmination of like what we've got on them so far, right? The
Yeah.
conflict between the Helen and Bob is basically solidified here, where Helen is very much family oriented. She's committed now. Not like I mean, yeah, pretty much. She's very much committed to her new life with a family,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Bob, you may have noticed, still kind of hung up on how things used to be.
Yeah.
And this is the argument they have about that, which
Right.
basically just every character says what they need to say, pretty much. It's the dialogue that needed to happen.
Yeah. I think he also tells her that they did the fire thing and stuff, and because she
Oh yeah,
finds
yeah.
some rubble on his shoulder or something. Uh,
Well, yeah. So it's dialogue that's really fun and like oh no, I see how you're focusing on the part of this that I didn't want you to, aren't you?
yeah.
Where and you have loads of stuff like that where the argument escalates even though characters aren't like that each character, well, Bob is trying to de-escalate, but Helen isn't having it, right? So yeah, one of my favorite lines to exemplify that is where Helen says, "Is this rubble? You're covered in rubble." And Bob says, "Oh, the building was coming down anyway." And Helen says, "You knocked down a building?"
Yeah, knocked down a building. It's like, it was fire, it's fine. Would have come down anyway. Uh, but yeah, then
Look, I performed a public service. You act like that's a bad thing. It is a bad thing, Bob. Uprooting our family again so you can relive the glory days is a very bad thing.
mm-hmm.
Reliving the glory days is better than acting like they didn't happen. Yes, they happened, but this, our family, is what's happening now, Bob, and you are missing this. I can't believe you don't want to go to your own son's graduation.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a graduation, he's just going up to 5th grade.
Yeah, Mr. Incredible says no participation awards in this movie.
Yeah. Uh, it's psychotic. They keep creating new ways to celebrate mediocrity. Yeah, exactly. It's such a good line. uh, right.
I'm just looking through this argument and like every, especially with Elastigirl's ability to stretch, but like every frame of this fight um just shows so clearly the emotions of both characters with not just the faces but just like the posing as well. It's so beautifully animated.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Also, this is a good Monday morning meme format right there.
No, they mean oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's back in work now. It's the next day. They all went to bed after the kids have noticed they're fighting. They're like, "It's fine. We'll just have a discussion. It's all good. No
Um,
problemo."
you will notice that Mirage is in the office and she drops an envelope on his desk on in
I
his office.
thought you
That's going to be relevant.
That sounded like we were saying she's in the office and was about to drop an N bomb for no reason. But yeah, she drops that in there, the envelope, and Bob gets called to the boss man's office.
Oh my
And
God,
he's
I love the frames where Bob is sitting down and the boss man is standing up.
he's
But
so small.
yeah,
Bu-
a company is like an enormous clock.
it's a good voice for him. It's pretty good.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah.
This guy pops up in a lot of stuff. He's in The Princess Bride, that's him. He's in Adventure Time. That's also him. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
That's like 2 things, maybe 3 even.
That and that and Incredibles, that's three things I really like. So, go him.
Go, woo! Uh, but yeah, the boss man basically tells Bob, you know what? I'm not happy.
I'm not happy, Bob.
Why all your customers
Not
find
happy.
find all these loopholes and stuff, and they cost too much money, and it's all only yours. And then Bob asks, "Is like, what did I do anything illegal?" And he's like, "No." It's like, "Oh, so
Oh.
we should be helping people?" And then he says, "No, we need to help our
Oh,
people."
I'm sorry, I really like the line there. The line specifically where Bob says, "Are you saying I shouldn't help our customers?"
Yeah.
And hang on, I want to get the exact line. Let me get the transcript. Uh, the law requires that I answer no.
I didn't even catch that. That's great. There's probably a lot of really good things, small things that you only notice on multiple watches.
Okay, I think genuinely this might be the film that I've seen more times than any other. Just because I watched it so many times as a kid, and like also I still watch it sometimes as an adult, so I don't really know
Yeah.
what I could have watched more than it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. But yeah, he says, yeah, first and foremost, we have to help our people, which most importantly are the stockholders. Like, oh, okay, company. Um, and yeah, then he says, like, yeah, this company is like a clockwork, and all these tiny cogs and bits and bobs, they need to all work together, or this does not work. So it basically tells him, it's like, hey, you need to fit in and do your job. Otherwise, this whole thing doesn't really work. I can't have you do other things that actually help people. And yeah, while all this is happening, Bob's looking outside. He sees that a man is getting mugged. And the bossman is like, hey, why aren't you listening to me? It's like, there's someone getting mugged outside. And I think the boss is like, oh, I don't really care. I just hope he isn't covered by us. And it's like, oof.
Yeah, it's real fun dialogue. Let's
Yeah.
hope we don't cover him.
Yeah.
I can't. I've suddenly lost the ability to do the voice I was doing before.
Damn it.
Um, yeah, it's and hey, Bob, he's getting a little angry.
Yeah. He's like, I'll be right back. He's like, he needs our help. It's like, if you leave this office now, you'll be fired. And Bob kind of stops and just squishes the doorknob like really hard. It's like
I
all.
love when you see that take his hand off the doorknob, and the doorknob has molded to the shape of his hand.
Yeah. Yeah. And he kind of just goes back and he's just like, oh, fuck them. He got away. And then the boss man says something else that pisses him off. And then he basically just grabs him by the throat and throws him through like 5 walls. And yeah. Sends him straight to the hospital. Because this movie gives more crap about repercussions of your doings than a lot of modern movies.
Well, I say that there aren't particularly really any character repercussions for Mr. Incredible assaulting this man.
Yeah, well, we get the explanation that this old government homie that takes care of all these superheroes with their relocation and everything. They basically they pay to keep the company quiet and all that stuff.
The thing is, they are acting as if what Mr. Incredible did, like the company is acting right as if he revealed his powers in front of everyone in some like relatively innocent way. But when at the end of the day, what he did was he assaulted a guy, which that there are no legal repercussions for him doing that.
No, that's true.
Which
that's true.
Strikes me as strikes me as a misstep. I think it probably would have been smarter to have Mr. Incredible reveal his powers in front of everyone in some other way. Like, I don't know, maybe even just like getting really angry and like crushing a desk or something.
Yeah.
Or punching a hole through the wall. Something like that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That would have probably been a bit better. But I like in this context, I like that this government guy who seems to be pretty familiar with the guy. I don't know if we get a name for him, but it doesn't matter. Like it's like, hey, we have to cover this up, and every time this happens, it costs the taxpayers a lot of money. And I feel like Bob cares about that. It's like, fuck yeah, you're right. I don't want to cause any trouble for the civilians.
Yeah.
So like we get that this has these kinds of repercussions at least. But yeah, he completely demolishes the boss man. He's like all encased, like all over the body.
He will probably require rehabilitative therapy.
Just look at this. He does not look pleased. He's so small.
He's just mad because he's small.
Yeah, cope and seethe, little boy.
I mean, I wouldn't look that pleased in that situation.
No.
He's actually fine. This is just part of his insurance scam.
Yeah. But yeah,
So-
he's fleemed, and the government guy is also like, hey, we can relocate you guys just for old time's sakes, And he's like, nah, I can't do this to my family again. We just settled in. So basically, like this has happened before. We did something to reveal his powers, and they had to relocate. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
small
yeah, yeah.
thing that we hear, but I think it's interesting to know.
Yeah, and this is something that's referenced offhand, repeat. It's like never explicitly stated, I guess, but or like n never unnaturally stated, I should say, but like it does come up repeatedly in the film. Like when the house is destroyed at the end of the movie, Dash makes the joke saying, "Does this mean we have to move again?"
Yeah,
But Mr. Incredible goes home and he takes his work briefcase with him, and he like takes out a big beefy book and he rips it in half, like all of it,
yeah.
which um, I don't know. I feel like that might be one of those things that where you actually like look it up. It turns out that's like the hardest thing he did in the movie in terms of like brute strength. Because like holy shit, he ripped an entire book in half, and like
Yeah. I mean, he
I wonder if that is harder than stopping a train with your hands. Because I think it
well,
might
he also
be.
stops that robot at the end with his complete body when it crushes down. That's probably harder.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe in a relative sense, not. I don't know. But he, I don't know. I'm not convinced. If I'm being honest, I feel like
I
that's.
don't know. I'm not sure about it. I'll be real.
I feel like stopping a train at full speed is probably harder to do, and then the whole robot things. Uh, and yeah, Swallow just pointed out some strongmen can rip a phone book in half without
Oh,
superpowers
really?
necessary. Yeah, that's a thing they can do. Absolutely.
Oh, oh, never mind then.
So yeah.
Um, then we get Mirage's message. He finds it. He's
Hang on,
just. Hmm?
you're skipping over the,
Wait, I
the
am.
funny scene with little Timmy. He's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's like, what are you looking? What are you waiting for? He's like, I don't know, something amazing, maybe. And then Bob just says, "Me too, kid."
Yeah.
I
It's
just like
gonna
to
be paid off
imagine
for
this.
later.
I just like to imagine that this kid just chills here every time, like all day on his little tricycle. It's like I
He's
was
just.
waiting for something amazing. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. For me, I kind of interpret that line to mean that he saw Mr. Incredible lift the car the first time and then came back to watch if it would like happen
Yeah,
again.
come on, do it again. Just pokes him.
Yeah. So yeah, now Mr. Incredible gets the message from Mirage,
Yeah.
which I really like because like he rips his book in half from Insure Care, and then he's just looking through all the stuff he has from Insure Care, and then just gets frustrated and chucks it all in the bin,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice little character moment where he's like he's thinking he's gonna look through it all, and he's like fuck it, fuck this.
Yeah.
But then there's a like loud bump in the bin. It's like, oh, what was that loud bump? And he gets out of it. He gets an envelope that Mirage left him. Now, this is one of those scenes that I don't think really works, but it's annoying because it's like if you just made small adjustments to this scene, it would be perfect. But
Okay.
so this Mirage has left him this little computer thing, this little like
Mm-hmm.
tablet.
It is.
Um, and it has like a little scanner on it that comes out and it scans the room to make sure that no one else is in the room and that it's in private, right?
Yeah.
Um, but before it does that for some reason, it scans Mr. Incredible's face and then out loud says, "Mr. Incredible identified."
Oh, is it that way around, really?
It is that way around.
Oh, that's stupid.
And then it scans the room and it says, "Location is secure."
Oh yeah, I didn't even catch that. It's funny because if you would have asked me, I would have said it's obviously the other way around. But yeah, it isn't.
A bit silly.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, when that's the scale of issue we're dealing with in a film, it's probably a pretty good film.
Yeah, because it's funny because I've written down this like, oh, it's pretty cool that this tablet actually scans if it's safe, and then you just said
Yeah.
that it's like, oh, well, you made that stupid now. But yeah, it's true. That's a good point. It's a very good point actually.
The envelope should have said like open in private or something.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, he
Well, he gets a summons from Mirage, where she is telling him that, hey, I work for the government and we've developed a secret robot, but it's gone haywire. and we need you to take it down for us, please, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Um, which I get, it kind of does make sense that like now I'm thinking about it. Surely this would have happened, right? Where the government retires all superheroes from hero work,
Mm-hmm.
but like probably a lot of them would have been asked to go and do stuff secretly and privately. I would imagine,
Yeah, yeah.
um, by particularly the U.S. government.
Yeah, you would imagine that they use the super useful ones and keep tabs on them and use them for little covert operations and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, he gets this little mission briefing. He's like, "Ooh, that's very exciting, actually."
I really like how relatable it's made with so first of all he knows that the message isn't going to be repeated. Like that's one of the first things it said. Listen
Yeah,
carefully, this message won't be repeated. Um and then Helen calls through the door like, "Bob, dinner's ready." And he's like,
dinner's
"Yeah,
ready.
just a sec."
Just a minute.
And then she keeps like talking through the door like, "Wait, what are you up to?" "I'm watching it's the TV."
I'm watching. I tried to watch.
"Well, stop trying. It's dinner." "1 minute." It's just
Yeah.
oh, it's so insanely relatable. Even though, you know what, I've never been summoned for secret superhero work.
No, that's a shame. It's pretty fun.
Or have I? know I haven't.
Um.
Although I would, if I had, I wouldn't tell you.
Wow. I thought we were friends. Piece of shit. Yeah, and then the message explodes and it turns on the sprinklers and everything, which
Oh yeah,
also
yeah.
kind of
And I
funny.
really like that because then the next scene is they're having a conversation, but it's not just Bob and Helen are having a conversation, but it's also while Bob is hair drying their
Their
books.
books, yeah. It's like, hey, thanks for doing like this whole job thing, keeping it under tabs and stuff. And then he goes like, oh yeah, about the job. And she's like, what about it? Well, a thing happened. And she already gets annoyed. It's like, what happened? It's like, please don't tell me first. It's like, yeah, they're gonna send me to a conference. And she's like, oh, they never sent you to a conference. That's good. You're moving up. That's great. That's amazing. She's really excited for him. Obviously, he only uses this as a guise, so he can
Yeah.
go grab that job. And he
Um,
go ahead.
because I guess she doesn't know that he assaulted his boss.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Somehow, that didn't come through.
Well, I mean, I guess, you know, that if it's all being dealt with by like secret government organizations, then sure,
Yeah.
they wouldn't necessarily tell her.
Um. So yeah, he gets a lift. He wears his super suit, and it's a bit tight, if you will. He's got a big old belly, and
Yeah, he's chungused out.
they give him another briefing, basically saying, "Hey, can you try not to destroy it completely because it's a pretty expensive robot?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll do my best." And then they try to put him in this little pod to throw him out of the ship,
Yeah,
and then this
he's
happens on screen. It goes like
he's too
bloom,
much of a
bloom,
chungus.
bloom, bloom. He looks really annoyed that the guy just keeps trying. He's like, "Stop it!"
One thing that's interesting to note, by the way, in this is that all of Syndrome's guards are the same 3D model.
Yeah, it's the same.
I don't know if I like that or not. It's fun.
I
I
mean,
guess, you know, canonically they could be clones or something, but like
yeah.
I don't know. I'm struggling to have opinions about that, but I know I should, which is why I'm just here sort of floundering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it. I was just like, they look all the same.
Well, maybe you should think about it.
I don't think. I'm just good times.
I find it interesting that well, I guess this plan is a little more elaborate than it needs to be, I guess. Um, Although, who knows? Maybe it would be. Maybe you can't shoot Mr. Incredible. Maybe he's impervious to bullets.
Hmm.
But like, you know, their plan is just to kill Mr. Incredible. But one thing I find it interesting, and I guess probably sensible, they keep up the guys right until right like they don't ever drop the guys that they're on his side. They all the whole time they pretend that they are cool and pe cool people and they're not evil and they never like go, actually, welcome to your death, Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
They just send him to fight the robot, expecting him to die.
Yeah. Uh. So yeah, he gets shot down, and we get like a bit of a scene where he just kind of checks out that island and tries to find the robot and fights it. Um, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. He ends up fighting it, gets rid of one of the arms, I think. Uh,
I know
and
what to say about it. This fight in the game is fucking great, and after this forge, I'm probably gonna, well, post a video to my main channel and then play that.
no,
I
nice.
shouldn't have said that out loud. What if they find a mistake in it and I have to reroute it?
Yeah,
Probably post the video to my main channel.
you've been bamboozled. So yeah, they have a little fighty fight, but he ends up defeating it by basically just punching his way inside the robot and making it attack itself.
Yeah. Why are you hitting yourself?
Why
Why are
are
you hitting
you?
yourself?
Yeah, idiot.
This is probably going to be the thing that everyone takes away from this fight is like the standout moment. But that halfway through the fight, Mr. Incredible's like, "Oh, my back!
Yeah, yeah,
Ow!" And then when the robot is trying to pull him like apart, his back cracks, and he's like, "Ooh,
ooh,
ooh, okay."
oh, thanks.
And he laughs. And it's like, yeah, it's probably it's like the most fun thing to watch in the fight.
Yeah,
It's this like I imagine somewhat relatable for older people when you start feeling your back.
you should probably
And
get it checked out if you don't feel your back at all, to be honest.
yeah, well, shut up. Um, and yeah, the moment where his back is cracked by mistake and then he's like, "Ooh," and then laughs is just
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty fun.
peak. It's like I feel like that's the kind of energy that every Marvel joke wants to have, even like if it doesn't land.
Yeah,
Where it's just like an incredibly fun thing happening in the middle of this fight scene.
yeah. So yeah, he successfully defeats the robot. And then he meets up with Mirage and allegedly the boss man, but the boss man is like, no. And
Yeah.
they just have some dinner. He's like, hey, it's fun doing the things. He also sees that the little lava fall is actually an entrance to somewhere, which is information he will need in the future.
Yes. I was gonna say the table that they're both sat at is much longer than most of the shots will have you believe. I guess it's a stylistic choice where they show them when they show them eating at the table the first time.
There it is.
The table is super long, and then in all the
Yeah.
other shots they show, they look like they're like a couple of meters apart from each other at most.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, like just 5 seconds ahead. It just looks
Yeah.
like it's a normal size table.
Which I get. Yeah, I guess this is all stylistic because like the
Hmm.
long table looks cool,
Absolutely, yeah.
but it would also be kind of awkward to have them having like a whole conversation shouting at each other.
Hey! Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, he also got some big bugs from these from this job, and then we just have a little montage of him having a high point in life. He's having a great time.
Yeah.
He gets some new vehicles for the fam. He starts working out. He loses a couple of weight.
Yeah, and
He,
that seems to be what he's doing when he says he's going to work every day, as he goes to a
yeah,
train yard to work out.
yeah, makes his wife really horny.
Yeah,
They get some fucking
they do have some good fucking.
yeah.
Buckingham Palace has announced the death of His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Both of those memes were from the same stream. I remember it. I was playing Minecraft at the time. That's just deeply embedded in my memory.
Can we get a shout out to the fantastic soundtrack? Of course, the soundtrack is awesome in this. It's
Oh
great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's real
It's
good.
one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good fleem. It's a good flim flam. Um, but yeah, he's getting better mentally, physically. He's having a good time. Plays with the children. And then we see him go to Edna Mode, I think is her
We see
full
him
name.
go into Edna.
Into her.
Yeah.
Because he's a
God,
cheater.
she would die.
She would die. Uh, because in the fight with the Omnibot, yeah, I think that's right. He had a little cut there on the side, and he's like, "Hey, can you fix that up for me?"
Yeah.
And she's
And
like,
she is like,
"No,
no.
I'm retired. I do all these things for supermodels and stuff." And then she says, "There's nothing super about them. They're built like toothpicks that have puffy lips, and I don't like them."
Very clearly Mrs. Designing costumes for
Yeah,
superheroes.
because she says, "I once designed for the gods."
Oh, well, I mean, how much appreciate, like, everyone knows how much basically everyone loves Edna as a character. She's just extremely fun to watch.
Yeah.
Um, it's just, yeah, I don't know what I can add
I mean,
to,
she says that the suit he has now is a hobo suit, and gonna make him a new one. It's like that she calls it a hobo suit. It's great.
it is great.
This is now a hobo suit. I'm gonna need a new one.
What, but you designed it?
It's like, yeah, but that was in the past. Whatever, be the now. And he just gets a little notebook that was like, oh, we need to do something, this and that. And he's like, oh, what about a cape? And he's like, no capes,
No capes!
no capes.
What a great movie.
Yeah. And then she just lists a whole bunch of heroes who got absolutely destroyed because they had a cape. They got tangled in rockets and tornadoes and plane turbines. Basically, they all died because of the cape.
There's a lot of cape-related fatalities going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I really only need a fixed job. I'm retired. And then she says like, well, so am I, but here we are. And it's just like,
Here we
fine.
are, Robert.
I will also fix your hobo suit. But she ends up making completely new
Well,
ones.
I think you misheard her. I think she says horrible suit.
I'd like to believe she said hobo suit because I think that's way funnier.
Hang on, let's have a look.
Don't destroy my dreams. You're gonna destroy
But,
them.
okay, for the first way she describes it is, yes, yes, marvelous, isn't it? Much. Oh no, sorry, that's when she's talking to Helen. Much better than those horrible pajamas he used to wear.
Yeah.
Oh no, you were right. She does say hobo.
Yeah. See?
Hey, shut up.
I watched that movie so many times. That was clearly a lie!
Well, I think I always assumed it was just like her accent, right? Where she's sort of like saying horrible.
Wow,
Or, like,
racist
horrible,
too.
Horrible.
Oh,
Horrible.
oh, you can't say horrible right. I can't believe you said
Yeah.
that. Oh my god, you
I'm
can't
a
just
racist.
say. Oh no, you can't just say it. You're gonna get cancelled. Unless you pay eight euro bucks or something on Twitter, then you can't get cancelled or something. I don't.
That is how it works.
I don't know how that works. I don't know. Accent shaming. So yeah, they do that. We
Well, I mean,
see.
she is played by Brad Bird, so
You've both convinced me to stop the stream and watch The Incredibles instead. Then we have succeeded.
yeah. You know that we've done a good job when you stop watching. Wait,
Hang on. If you
Wait,
stop the
if
stream
you've not
now, you
seen the
have
film,
to.
if you've not seen the film before, that's great news. If you have, no, stay here, you little fucker.
Yeah, I'll beat you up.
Yeah,
So yeah, we go back to Bob's house, and we see that Helen overhears half of the conversation with Mirage, and it's like, that's suspicious. And she just waits in front of the door. She also finds a hair. It's like, oh no.
yeah.
And she's like, that's sus. And Bob tries to say, oh, I got an impromptu assignment, duty calls, ha ha. And she's very sussy-wussy about it. Might even
Yeah.
fears he might be cheating on her with that lady on the phone. And the next day he's about to leave, and she's like, I love you very, very much. And Bob just looks kind of surprised because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He thinks he's in the clear. But of course he says it back because he's not cheating. But that's what she thinks. Something's going on.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
a nice little character development,
mm-hmm.
Nice little piece of human drama.
Absolutely. And then Bob is on a little jet plane and on the way
Drinking mimosas.
drinking mimosas and having some shrimp cocktails.
Yeah, good for him,
Yeah, he seems like he's enjoying that. We also see that he has the red suit, the famous red Incredible suit.
I've always preferred his first suit.
Really? I actually like the
Yeah.
red one better, but I like red as a color better, so that's probably why.
Wow. So it's your bias.
I'm biased towards red and black.
This is the shot of the forest that we were referencing earlier, where it's like
Yes.
this is 2004, but it's like one of the very there aren't many shots where you can point it out like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting some head. Oh no. Mutal Commie confirmed. Damn it. Yeah, he arrives there. Mirage is waiting. And it's like, hey, good to be back. She's like, hey, you're gonna need to be in the conference room, bleep bloop 127 schlingemadingus at 2 o'clock. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll do that.
This time they do drop the pretense. They're about to drop the pretense real hard of them working for them.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah.
first Helen calls Edna and is like, "Hello, because she notices a patch job on Bob's suit and is like
Yeah.
suspicious of it, so wants to check to see if she did it."
There's only
And
one
she's like,
person he would let that do let you patch the thing. I can talk very good.
"It's Edna. It's Edna." She insists that Helen comes to visit, which I just enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, you come around. I insist. 1 hour from now. Okay, goodbye. He's like, no, I'm just gonna. No, oh, okay, fine.
Edna's such a great character.
I would hang out with that now. She seems like fun. Yeah, I think that's basically it. She's just like, okay, you come around. Okay, goodbye. It's like, okay, we're doing that. And then Bob goes to the conference room at 2 o'clock. He's like, oh, there's no one here. That's weird. And then the wall just gets ripped off. It's like another robot. It's like, oh, shit.
It doesn't get ripped off. It opens. It's a big sliding door.
You can't prove that. You don't have that on video.
Shut up. I hate it when I'm invited to a conference room and then the wall slides out and a giant robot tries to kill me.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's just so much work fighting a giant robot every time.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate getting pranked by the boys.
The fight against this robot in the game is also really fun, but the problem with it is it's basically just the previous fight again.
No.
But like there's some stuff that's different.
She
but
wouldn't like your hobo clothes, Moodle. Damn it. Maybe we can get some fancier clothes as well while I'm there. She seems capable. Yes.
You should play the game and then we should do a Metal Forge on the game.
There's a lot of games I already have lined up for my stream, so I don't know when I would do that.
Wow, okay.
Hey, Ragnarok is coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing that all week.
Right, so you've not got 10 minutes to spare to play through the entire Incredibles game.
I don't believe you. It's only 10 minutes long
Why?
because you told me it's a good game.
Hey, there are some good short games.
No short game bad all the time.
Well, actually, I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, idiot.
Oh, I definitely hadn't thought of it like that.
He barely had time for this. Pretty much. This whole fucking coronatism, that took away so many days of preparation stuff for me.
Yeah,
Fucking lame.
yeah.
But yeah, he does another fighty poop with the robot.
But this time he gets his ass handed to
He
him because the
gets
robot is much bigger.
annihilated because we learned earlier as well that the robot learns from those fights. So
Well, this
he's.
is a new robot, so it's unclear whether it has the benefit of that knowledge, I guess.
I mean, I would assume so because we get this whole scene where they go through the other heroes, and they mention they can do that. I mean, they can just back up the data and use it on the new one.
I guess so, yeah, that's fair.
Uh, yeah.
Remember to back up your data, kids.
You really, really should. If you haven't backed up your data right now, do it. You're gonna be very thankful and give me $7 million because you're so thankful. And I don't know why I'm looking at my camera and pointing at it because you can't see that. I do that way too often in Forges. I'm doing like a bit at the camera. I was like, you can't see me right now.
You should have that. You should have it set up as a separate scene on OBS so that you can
Yeah, just
switch
with
to
a
it and
button
be
where the
like,
camera comes up. It's like, you gotta be.
yeah, a camera button.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Do that. Do it.
It's the streamer brain. Yeah. Content brain. Will is becoming a crazy old man. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
So, this is the Syndrome reveal. We meet Syndrome, or at least meet adult Syndrome.
Yes.
I guess no. Actually, never mind. I was going to say something dumb, and then I decided not to. I was going to make a point, and then I realized that the point didn't work on any level. So,
Oh. Well, that's
yeah.
bad.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, they have a little scuffle going on. They have a little fight. And Syndrome used his handiwork that we saw with the rocket boots. He perfected it, and he made some more gadgets for himself. And yeah, we learned that because he got declined by Mr. Incredible in the past, they became a supervillain because of it. And we don't get his full motivation yet. That's like later in another monologue. And talk about monologues. He gets Syndrome to monologue, and what he's done is like, oh, I built these machines and stuff, and built weapons, and I sold them. That's how I got rich. And he's about to attack him, and then he stops him with his 0G finger point laser thing and yeets him around. Even says, "Ha, you got me monologuing. That you almost got me there."
Yeah. Mr. Incredible has to get extremely lucky to survive this fight, not gonna lie.
Well, he does because he accidentally gets yeeted by Syndrome because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Syndrome just wants to kill him. That's his established motivation.
Pretty much, yeah.
Syndrome accidentally throws him really far, so has to go and get him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Incredible jumps off a cliff into a waterfall, into a river, and Syndrome drops a bomb after him, which Mr. Incredible is lucky enough to notice in this fast flowing river. It's a really small thing. And then it swims away very fast, but the bomb explodes, but yeets him into an underwater cave, I guess, which also has air in it, and
Yeah.
also happens to contain the information that he needs to progress the plot in about 5 minutes. So this is probably the most contrived scene in the film.
Yeah, it's crazy because the little what is he called? G beam, the
Gazer beam.
Gazer beam. Yeah, that's the one. He died in here somehow.
Yeah, that's sort of unclear. And before he died, I guess he knew the password to Syndrome's computer, which
I guess
why?
he found out somehow, and then he lasered it in the
Yeah, I mean,
walls.
we don't really know enough about his story, but it's extremely convenient that it went that way for Mr. Incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
It's a
yeah.
superhero movie. Of course it's contrived. Bad criticism. Shut up, Gryzuka. I'm gonna beat you up.
And well, if I've written a movie and like something like one scene being this contrived, maybe even if it was important for the plot, like this is, was like one of the biggest issues with it, I would still be very happy with myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh it's just kinda weird. If you look at it, so he puts it into a wall like this, but it kinda looks like he would have probably cut up some of the rocks maybe. I don't know how his powers work. That's like legit nitpicking right now. Uh because it's already contrived. But it looks like some of those rocks are just fallen down, maybe, instead of staying there. You know what I mean? Like
Maybe,
you have this smaller
maybe.
one that has like all the char marks. Like you'd probably just fallen down and then see the K anyway, or the bottom and top one on the O like should have fallen down. But yeah, it's not a big deal. Just something I
Oh,
just noticed
also,
while looking at it.
Syndrome does actually send a probe after Mr. Incredible to determine whether or not Mr. Incredible is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it scans and it finds Gazer Beam's bones and it's like, yeah, Mr. Incredible is dead. So also very contrived there.
Yeah, it
Very
it
lucky.
doesn't scan behind the bones. It's not very thorough with the scanning.
Yeah. It just finds some bones and it's like, I guess this must be Mr. Incredible. He's dead.
Yeah. Which is I don't understand why that would be a thing. Why would it be a skeleton? Why would why
But
would why
also,
would why would Sin?
Syndrome knows that he's done this later in the movie, which is like, why? How did he know that actually?
Yeah, so he had the information that he hid behind something and is aware that it's
Well,
also Gazer
Syndrome
Beam.
says, hang on, let me find the exact line of dialogue in the transcript. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you, sir, truly are Mr. Incredible. I knew I was right to idolize you. I always knew you were tough, but tricking the probe by hiding under the bones of another super? Oh man, I'm still geeking out about it.
Yeah, I don't know how he knows that.
Yeah, I don't think he should know that.
Unless he checked for the body completely and saw it has the helmet, but then he should have noticed that it's not him that died.
Well, yeah, but then how would he even know? Like,
Yeah.
either the probe saw that Mr. Incredible was behind Gazer Beam and therefore knows that Mr. Incredible was behind Gazer Beam, or it didn't, and then therefore Syndrome would just be like, oh, it found the wrong person. It found Gazer Beam's body. He
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily know that Mr. Incredible was behind it.
Yeah. We go back to Adna now, because Mr. Incredible has escaped for now, and
Another plot criticism here, I think.
go right ahead.
Unless you can counter it for me.
Maybe.
Edna reveals that she has made very well. Actually, there are a few here. I think this is like the weakest like 10 minutes of the film, pretty much. Like it's pretty weak this 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
in terms of plot, at least. Um,
It's of
Edna
contriving.
first of all reveals that she has made super suits for the entire family, from
Yeah.
Jack, including Jack, Dash, Violet, and Helen. Um, Helen, I understand. Maybe Edna knows that Bob is married to Elastigirl, so when Bob wanted his suit, she decided to make one for her as well. I could
Mm-hmm.
maybe see that being the case. But it's also very made clear that Edna hasn't spoken to Bob or Helen in a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she knows that they have kids and what their powers are and what their measurements are.
Yeah. I thought that too, actually. I was like, I don't know why you know all this. Because it seems
Yeah.
like that you haven't seen each other in a long time. Because she says, oh, you should come visit again more often because I enjoy the company or something.
Well, yeah, even then, one of the first lines when Helen calls Edna on the phone is, um, well, okay, so like actually each of them when they see Helen, there's a line to confirm it's been ages.
Mm-hmm.
When Bob goes to see Helen for the first time, she looks at him and goes, "Oh my God, you've gotten fat."
You've gotten fat, yeah.
Um, which it must have been at least a while. And
Yeah.
then when Helen calls. I think she just says Edna is just like screaming incomprehensibly, and Helen says, "Yeah, I know it's been a long time." So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to counter that.
She probably shouldn't have known about the children and what their powers were. When yeah, it's revealed here that she specifically designed super suits for Dash and Violet that like accommodate their powers. In that Dash is it's like it deals with high friction, so it allows him to run in his suit, and Violet's suit can turn invisible when she does. I think this is just a plot hole. I think this is the only one where it's like this just is a plot hole.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, she Edna shows Helen all the suits. Like, hey, I didn't know what powers Jack has or something, so just made a normal one. He's like, oh, he doesn't have any powers. Like, well, at least he's still gonna look fabulous or something. He's still gonna look stylish.
Yeah.
Which is a great line. And yeah,
Um,
she makes this suit for Dash, which doesn't heat up when he's running really quickly, and then one for Violet that also turns invisible when she turns invisible.
and
Which
it's important to note that all of these suits are like made of some kind of fucking wondrous material that is resistant to bullets and explosions.
yeah, she blows the shit out of that thing. It's very good. It makes them basically invulnerable.
Yeah, well, except for the face, which
Yeah,
this is another point where it's like the costume design in this movie makes sense out of universe, but I don't think it makes much sense in universe. When you have a fabric that's like this fucking good, you would want to coat as much of your head in it as you possibly can without
yeah,
cutting off your breathing. Um,
absolutely.
so like I understand why they made the decision to have the characters have their faces showing at all times, even when they're in their super suits. However, in terms of in universe, they should probably have their full faces covered, except for just like air holes.
Yeah, it's like this thing every time when you see like a disguise or a face mask or something. It's like, why is it so small? Why won't you
Yeah,
cover
yeah,
the
yeah.
rest of your face? I was like, I don't get it. Um, yeah,
Honestly, I would prefer the Marvel solution to have them have full like face masks, but have them just like take them off all the time, even though that is kind of lame in Marvel.
yeah,
It would make more sense than just having faces like your head just completely exposed, I think.
yeah. If you make them take them off all the time, you gotta be consistent though when they take them off. That's mostly the problem they have in those Marvel movies or like superhero movies in general, where they just take off their helmets even though they are clearly still in a dangerous position. They're still like on the mission. I was like, I'm gonna take my
Yeah.
helmet off. So like, no, no, don't do that. You're still in enemy territory. Um,
Um,
yeah.
the thing that I think they probably should have done, although it would just this would kind of separate it, I think, from pre-existing superhero culture, which they probably don't want to do. I don't know. So if they gave them like a visor that you can see their facial expression through, that would probably be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's calling me?
yeah.
No, mom, I can't talk right now. I'm famous on the internet. But yeah, now Mr. Incredible makes his way into the base. He's just doing all kinds of sneaky things. Well, kind of sneaky things.
Yeah. He makes his way into the lava room.
The
Um,
lava room, yeah.
it's at this point that Edna is talking to Helen as well and is saying, "Okay, so like, where is Bob though?" Um, and she's like, "Oh," because Edna realizes that Bob is doing more hero work.
Yeah.
Edna sort of points out to Helen that she doesn't actually know what's going on in Bob's life. Helen calls the company that he used to work at and finds out that, oh, actually, he has been fired. At which point, we get while Mr. Incredible is sneaking around in Syndrome's base, and reading like the information on his computer, which tells him
Mm-hmm.
like, the evil plan to send a robot into the city. We'll get to that. But Helen apparently has a homing device. All of the suits have a homing device in them that can be triggered at any time. And Bob apparently doesn't even know that he has one in his suit.
Yeah, he
So
doesn't know. That's what I was wondering as well. It's like, oh, wait, she didn't tell you you have one of those?
yeah. So Edna put a homing device in this suit that can be activated by other people at any time without Bob having to like let it be activated. Um, so and like you know what? If they said yeah, it's like a super secret, undetectable signal that yeah, whatever, right? It's super secret. No one will ever see it. I would be okay with that. That would be forgivable.
Mm.
However, the main plot significance of this is that Syndrome detects the homing signal and it gets Bob caught, which is like,
Yeah, because for some reason this tracker goes like beep 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 beep
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
beep beep.
Well, I think it's not only that it's loud; it's that Syndrome detects the actual signal, as that's
Yeah, yeah.
dialogue in the and it's there later. So it's like that probably doesn't want like you probably want at least what the suit wants. Is like I'm okay with the homing device existing, but what you want is you want Edna to one tell Bob that it fucking exists, and two give him an option to to turn it off when he's like sneaking around.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. Uh,
It's like, yeah, this is the same pretty weak 10 minutes of plot developments.
yeah. Uh, so yeah, he finds the big old computer which uses the password Kronos as he found on the walls,
Yeah.
and he finds out that there have been some Omni droid prototypes, and it went through all kinds of superheroes already. Blaze Stone is one of them. I just read that name. That's just
Yeah. Yeah,
uh
fucking get wrecked, Blaze Stone.
yeah, and Hyper Cringe Man, Tradewind, Voicetress, then Gazer Beam. Oh no, we saw his corpse.
More like gay Zabine, am I right?
Oh, got him.
He's dead.
He's very dead. We saw him. He's all but a skeleton.
Yeah.
But yeah. Uh
I hope he's okay.
But yeah, he finds it out. But some important character things we see here. He instantly checks if he knows where Elastigirl is. Wants to know if she's in danger, but he don't know. And he's like, oh, that's good. And then he checks for Frozone, and they know where he is. It's like, ah, damn it. And when he
Which
checks
is
for Mr. Incredible himself, he is already pinned down as destroyed. In
yeah,
the
he's
machine.
listed as dead.
And he also sees that the robot is supposed to be launched with a rocket towards the city. And it's gonna be launched in 8-ish hours.
Cringe.
Yeah. And then the whole beepity boop thing happens, and he gets shot with balls.
He does. He gets shot with balls.
Extendy balls.
Oh my god, balls. Am I right?
Yeah. The goo guns. Yeah. So yeah. He's been captured. And then Helen is all says like, oh no, I'm losing him. And then Edna's like, get your shit together, you pussy. Go there and get him. You know where he is. He has the tracking device here, you know.
Yeah. You are Elastigirl. That's how she says it.
Yeah, jumps on the table. You are Elastigirl. Punches her with the with like a newspaper or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, she makes her way to the island, calls in a favor from an old friendo for a jet, and then tells the children, "You're looking out for Jack Jack. You're in charge, Violet. I'm out of here." And she's about to pack the things, and then Dash sees him. What's this? But he's fast, so he just like, oh, is this a suit? This looks cool. And he just like zooms around, gets the suit that's for him, puts it on immediately. It's like, whoa, that's cool. He's like very excited. He's very excited about these suits, and he then gives the one for Violet to Violet's like, here, it's specially made, I think, he says, or something. And then for some reason, Violet turns her hand invisible and touches the other one, and this is how she notices that the whole suit goes invisible. I don't really know why that was her thought process, but that's what she
Well,
did.
Dash says it's like specially made for. I don't know. I guess the thought process of Dash is a bit weak as well because he's
Yeah.
just like he knows it's specially made because Helen was trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit of a leap.
Yeah.
And what else is also a bit of a leap is Dash and Violet managing to get on the jet.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I guess, well, Violet can go invisible and Dash can go fast, so it's possible,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, but I guess it feels just like a stretch. It feels like something where, I don't know, showing how they did it. Violet, I'm just hoping, totally happy to believe she did it, right? Because she can go invisible. She could have been in the car with Helen. I
Yeah.
guess it would have been nice to see like Dash maybe like chasing after Helen's car from like a distance, but like in a way that he wasn't noticed, and like running onto the plane while she wasn't looking. It would be
Yeah.
nice to see. But I guess that's not it's not crazy like to accept that he did all of that. And I guess I don't know.
Yeah. What you said. Oh yeah, she's making her way and calls for the islands like, hey, I want to land and stuff. And she looks at her suit, but it's like, nah, I don't need it. It's like, okay, fine, I'll put it on. So she's suited up in the next scene, and we go over to Syndrome again. He's like, hey, who did you call for? And it's like, what do you mean? I didn't call for anyone. It's like, yeah, what do you have like this tracker and stuff? We heard it. It's like, I don't even know I have a tracker. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're insane, Syndrome. And it's like, well, then why is there a public machine asking for landing? And then he
Public machine.
plane. Public machine? I even wrote down why a machine is here. It's like, I don't know, Syndrome. You put all these machines here, I guess. And then he plays the voice, and he recognizes Helen's voice. Like, oh no. And he's like, oh, so you do know who that is. Yeah, as he already said, the children are here on the plane with the suit, and they're kind of like blah 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 blah. And it's like, hey, you just left Jack alone, but they got some dumbass kid that looks after Jack.
Corey, there's a short film showing Corey looking after Jack.
Oh really? That's
It's
probably
called Jack Attack.
that's probably kind of funny
It is kind of funny. You're right.
because it's probably turning into all these monsters and stuff. It's like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, she kind of checks on him, and Corey says something. I gotta play Mozart for him because that makes baby smart. And I wish my parents would have done that, so I would be smart or something. She's very dumb, is what they're trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah. Dumb woman.
Dumb kid.
Yeah.
And then
God, I hate women.
and then and then the ship goes like beep 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 rockets, and she's like, oh no, aboard, don't shoot rockets at us, that's very mean, we don't like being shot with rockets, that's the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Lol, cope.
So yeah, she does like some evasive maneuvers and everything, and we kind of like we're now just going into the action segment of the movie. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of actiony-tisms. Because yeah, they start shooting down the plane, and she's like evading. It's like, Violet, use your powers. Like, but you say you don't use yours. Like, shut the fuck up, Violet. Use your powers, dude. the shield around the thing, and she's like, I had never done one that big before, and it's
Moment
like,
that I really like is when Helen is trying to call for the abort and just the line there are children on board and Bob's reaction is my favorite little bit of the scene.
uh, specify
So,
when Bob hears that they've been hit, or what do you mean?
oh no, where you've got Bob is like going, no, 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 don't kill my wife, please.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Helen sensibly trying to get them to abort the missile strike by any means she can. And
Mm-hmm.
she's on the radio to them going, abort, abort, abort. There are children aboard, abort, abort.
Oh,
And you
right.
see Bob go, you see Bob react to that, and it's very well done.
Yeah, he goes like, oh no, because he realized the children are on
That's
there.
what he said. He says, oh no.
Oh, does he really?
No, he doesn't.
Ah,
He goes, he does say no, though.
well, I got half of it right.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Um. So yeah, they get exploded, but they're fine for now. Because we see in a little bit that apparently Violet managed to do some kind of shield because we see the debris falling down and going into the water. There's like some electricity stuff going off of it. So I think the implication there is that she didn't get like the full shield, but she got enough shield up so they didn't get exploded into tiny bits.
No, 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 no.
No?
It's not that she uses a force field. It's that you see, because I was confused. The last time I watched this movie, I was like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have survived that. And then I watched this time. I was ready for this to be weird and like, oh, they probably shouldn't have lived. And I watched the scene, and you see Helen right at the point of impact goes and like wraps her like she wraps herself around both kids and
Yeah, I
then
saw
like
that too. That's
tucks her head inside,
Mhm.
and the suit is missile proof.
Yeah, but then what is the point of the electricity bits of that part where they were in before, when it goes into
I
the
don't know.
water? Because I thought it was like a combination of both that helped them.
I think, well, I mean, the suit would be enough, right?
It should be, yeah, but I don't because they make such a point of showing us this glowy bit that I don't know why they would do it otherwise, really. Except just like, oh, that was close, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, someone in chat says maybe it's just busted electronics. Yeah, maybe. I know, I just found it weird that they put such an emphasis on it to show us that it happened.
Another thing that's weird about this is that when they Helen fall like transforms herself into a parachute
Yeah.
so that they can fall safely. And then when they land in the sea, she's going, calm down, don't panic. What we're gonna do is look out, and then like the plane, like part of the plane lands right where they just were, but she moves them out of the way. Which again, very small, very CinemaSins moment,
Mm-hmm.
but like the plane should probably have hit the ground before the people parachuting.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I I also like the part in the water where Helen basically tells them to get their shit together or they will be grounded for a month.
Yeah, I like that.
Calm yourself, or you're both grounded for a month. The pilot died in the original drafted scene. Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know that. I should look up more information about this movie.
Interesting. Uh, but yeah, then we go back to Bob being captured, and he hears that they've been
He's a bit
hit, and
mad.
he's a bit mad and gets desperate, and he even takes Mirage hostage.
Hostage.
And Fred's like, I'm gonna break her. It's gonna be easy, like a toothpick. But Syndrome is not having any of it. It's like, okay, go ahead then. I don't think you're gonna do it. And he doesn't
Yeah.
because he might be mad, but he's still a hero, and that's not a very heroic thing to do.
I really like this as a way to divide
Syndrome and
Syndrome
Mirage.
and Mirage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much in character for both of them. I like Mirage. She's the whole sort of like defective from the bad guys thing is done so often. I don't want to fucking compare this to Hux,
To
where
hugs?
like Hux, General Hux,
Oh, okay.
or Admiral Hux or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You've got um where he's just like, yeah, we needed a traitor, so here he is. Mirage is really well developed. As a kid, I never really paid much attention to Mirage, I guess. I never really registered her as a character in her own right. Just more just like, yeah, she's like the villain, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she has like a full arc in this film.
Yeah, she does. There's not a lot of her, but she gets a full flim flam arc.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, as I said, that raises doubts by Mirage, divides them a bit. And we also see that the three, talking about Elastigirl and the kids, making their way towards the island. Because she turns into like a boat, and Dash uses his speed to basically function as a motor. And the way
Yeah.
they know which way the island is pretty smart as well. Because she's like, oh, that must have been short distance rockets. And she kind of follows the trail of the rockets, like, oh, we gotta go this way. It's like, yeah, that's smart. Good job.
Yeah, that is smart. I don't. I guess I would also have just accepted them knowing which way it was anyway because they were already going there.
Yeah, but you can get disoriented when you fall
Yeah, you
into the
can.
deep sea and get swooshed around. Um, but yeah,
But like,
they.
if Helen like remembered, oh, we were going this way, that's the way that the plane crashed. This is where I
Hmm.
wouldn't be like, what?
No, no, I know what you mean, but I like that's. I think it's a pretty neat way they did it.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. So yeah, they make their way on shore and
We get the
just.
Helen long neck scene. Oh no, that's not. Wait, no, that's a little later. Oh, sorry, we get. Oh, that's way later. I skipped way really far in the file by mistake. I really like the scene between Helen and the kids in the cave.
Yeah, you wanna take it? Go ahead.
Maybe what if I don't? What will you do then?
I know. Then I'm gonna talk about it.
I don't know. I actually don't feel like you have that much to say about it.
I mean, it's not long scenes. Basically, just like, hey, you guys stay in the cave. I have to go help Dad. He might be in danger. Uh, and also make sure to tell them, it's like, hey, do you know these villains you've seen on TV? They're probably not like this. They probably just kill you. They're not gonna wait for you because you're children. So you gotta be cautious and stay alive.
Killing a kid. Well, there goes our E for everyone rating. Normally they don't let you do that, but we just did it. What? Whoa.
Yeah, crazy. Making the stakes clear to the kids. And then we also see that Violet's feeling a little bit guilty for not being able to use her powers properly, even though she has no means to have even properly practiced it. Which Helen makes sure to tell her, it's like, hey, I was maybe a bit rash of telling you to do that because you probably can't even do that.
Yeah.
Um, but then
Um,
tells her,
I
it's like,
really like.
hey, you gotta know what to do when the time is right, and you do have powers. You just it's basically like you gotta believe in yourself, kind of
Yeah.
dealio.
One of the lines that I think this is here, right? Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm counting on you. Be strong. Dash. If anything goes wrong, I want you to run as fast as you can. Dash.
As
As fast
fast
as
as
I
I
can.
can. He's really excited.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It's real, and I
Yeah,
really like the moment just between Helen and Violet. Um, it's for that to end with her putting on the mask, I think is pretty effective
yeah.
of her stepping up to the challenge, even though she doesn't necessarily feel ready.
Mm-hmm. Then we get a little bit more confirmation that there's a tear forming between Syndrome and Mirage. It's like, hey, maybe next time you gamble your own life. That you,
Oh, this is really the first time we get confirmation of it, right? I mean, we get a weird look between them
yeah,
um earlier, but this is where Mirage actually confronts Syndrome about it,
yeah, yeah.
saying um and it's a really great conversation. Wait, well, let me find it. Wait, where is it? Oh, do we get the long neck scene first? Hang on. Let me find
No,
it.
we get this scene, and then she starts
Oh
sneaking
yeah.
into the facility.
Um, because I really like it because Syndrome is very confident and he was right.
Yeah.
And he thinks that that should be enough. But Mirage, and I also really like how Mirage opens it by just saying it's not weakness, valuing life is not weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And Syndrome is just sort of like, what? I really like I really like her. She's three-dimensional as like
Yeah.
villain goon character. And that's the way, if you want your fucking villain henchmen to have like an arc where actually they turn to the hero side, you've got to make them three-dimensional. Because you can't have a two-dimensional character who goes from evil to like on the side of the good guys. You can't if a character is just I mean, I guess unless they have like a very two-dimensional motive like money, and then like the villain can't provide the money anymore, then
Mm-hmm.
sure, you can have like a motive flip. But like if you want if you want it to actually feel like meaningful, I guess. I don't know. There's meaningful stuff you can do with a 2D character, I guess. But like this kind of thing where allegiances flip not because of some just superficial thing. You really do need to flesh out the character properly, and Mirage is so well fleshed out in such a short amount of time.
Yes. I punched my microphone. Sorry,
Why
chat.
would you do that?
I was with a beat up chat. Sometimes
Ooh.
just have to do it. Yeah, let me see.
I am the spy.
Yeah, Helen as Elastigirl basically just does all kinds of sneaky stuff to get inside. We see that she sees the rocket being prepped for launch and everything. And she also looks at her booty because, I don't know, she thinks she might have gotten a fat ass. I don't know.
She does have a fat ass.
Yeah, I'm going to spoil chat. Here, chat, that's for you. I know you want it. There you go, chat.
Oh, I wonder what you're showing them, even though I don't have the stream open right now.
I know what my chat needs. They want it. I gotta be
The
very
most
excited.
recent chat message just says ass.
Ass.
The thick Elastigirl scene. I mean, they're all thick Elastigirl scenes, but this is the thick Elastigirl scene.
Reverse booba.
Reverse booba.
I've definitely seen this hentai.
That is not your ass metal, goddammit. James!
I'm very aware.
Metal, show ass on stream. Show your ass.
No, Metal, it's No Nut November. Don't tempt me. It's your own fault if you do No Nut November. I'm sorry. The fertile hips. Thank you, German friend.
Give me that sweaty butt girl. I like that there's no comma in that, because if there was a comma, give me that sweaty butt girl, right? That's still a horrific sentence, but kind of better. But just like give me that sweaty butt girl.
Yeah. But yeah, she's just like kind of has to sneak around. And we get the scene where she gets continuously stuck more in different parts of doors. Like first her leg gets stuck, like her whole leg.
Yeah.
Then she stretches like, I'm gonna get that key card, and then the other door closes down and her torso gets stuck. So she's basically just like building a barrier inside of the middle room. And it's like, hey, stop it. And then she punches these guys and gets her arm stuck. But she kind of feels at the face. And he's like, huh, what's that? And punches him in the face. And then someone just notices the leg. I don't know why, but this frame I think is fucking hilarious. Just imagine being that guy. It's like, is that a leg?
That is funny. We're gonna finish the stream just in time, huh?
Yeah, probably. That's fine. It's fine. Give me one sec here.
I like that she shoves the guard in a locker after this. Typical bully behavior.
Yeah.
It's just a fun action set piece.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Oh, that was
It's
still
like she
music.
kind of lucks her way out of it, but she also unlucks her way into it. So it's just sort of like a comedy of errors moment, I guess.
Yeah, because some of them get knocked down their speeder, and then
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, she the guy just kind of pokes the leg with the gun. It's like, the fuck is that? And then she notices
yeah.
that, kicks him, and then somehow one of the shots hits the panel with the card thing on it and opens it up, and then her booty crushes the rest of them who are about to shoot her or something.
That's how I want to die.
That's how I want to die. Uh, so yeah, then she gets the key card and frees herself. Uh, so yeah, I wish he removed her shoe and started licking her toes. Smokeball,
Oh,
no, stop it.
Chaz!
Uh, um, yeah, we also see her hiding the bodies.
Yeah,
Smart.
the knocked out guys.
Yeah. Then we see that Violet is doing a little bit of training with the barriers, force fields.
He's trying to trap the fire and the smoke
Yeah, just figuring stuff
because
out.
it's just such a cool character moment for her. It's not just training, it's the stepping up and feeling inadequate to deal with the situation that she's in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a cool little character thing. No words necessary to be spoken.
Yeah. And Dash is getting bored and is like, I'm gonna check out the cave now.
Yeah, and it's a good job he did. Well, I guess, I guess it would probably have gone the same way even if he didn't.
Yeah, they would have seen the
Yeah.
explosion and then he would have run out.
This
Um,
cave is actually being used as an exhaust for the rocket launches, and loads of fire is about to come through it. So
yeah,
they run out of the cave.
pretty much. Yeah. Let me just forward the thing. So yeah, the rocket is now launched. Oh wait, here's your long neck scene right after.
Yeah, long neck scene. It's just extremely cursed. That's, I mean, it's a fine way for her to get information, I
Hanging
guess. It's
from the
just
ceiling.
extremely cursed.
Look at that! Look at that screen. That's that frame. It's like, oh god.
Let's see. Oh no.
Those two are none the wiser. She's just
Yeah, and she even
Bob.
says something.
It's just Bob, and he's like, "What?" It's like, "I didn't say anything."
Uh,
It's fun. It's
it's
fun
a
stuff.
silly, silly movie.
So much neck to like. Chad, behave. Every time.
I would be uncomfortable licking a neck that long.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean, I only have so much saliva.
Just halfway through, like, I need water. Yeah. Oh yeah, so the rocket has been launched towards the city and made its way there and just kind of crashes into the city. Then we see Dash and Violet get back up, getting conscious again, and basically raising the alarms because these little parrots are machines, and the parrot goes like, "Mah, mah, mah,
This is
mah."
part of the birds aren't real conspiracy. I think this is the first documented portrayal of birds not being real.
Oh my god. There you go. You heard it here first. But yeah, now we get this no, not yet. Helen is about to find Bob Rooney. But not before Mirage gets there first to free him from his shackles.
And make the situation look a little bit sus.
Bit sus. Yeah, she frees her, and Bob immediately grabs her by the throat, pretty aggressively actually. Chokes her. It's like, what do you want from me? what can you possibly take away from me? Are you to pity me or whatever? And she's like, family survived. They're outside. He's like, oh, they're alive? That's
It's like,
great.
wow, Mr. Incredible, you're so good at choking.
Ooh. It's not as funny as when Data would say ooh. I'm gonna tell you that. But yeah, he's like, oh, that's a relief, and hugs her, and she looks a bit too happy with that hug. I don't know. She looked kind of horny there. He's like,
She did look a bit horny.
some strong arms, Bob. What's this? You guys? Is that your super suit? Or just happy to see me.
He's married. He's married, lady. He's married
Damn it.
to
Guess
to to Elastigirl as well. You're not competing. I'm sorry.
yeah. And then she arrives here and she's like, "Oh, hey, great. Hello, I'm Mirage." And she gets punched in the face by Helen. And Bob just takes the arm, is like, "You're alive! Woo! Let go of me!" And
It's
just
really fun seeing him
just
pull on the
reels
arm.
her in with the elastic arm and gives her a kiss.
It's just a great physicality to a lot of the comedy in this movie.
Yeah. They always have like a bit of banter. When they run away, it's like, "What do you mean the alarm is out?" "Yeah, they probably raised the alarms." And she, I don't know what she says again, but it's like, fuck. What did she? Do you have the script still up? What does she say first when when they run away? I just remember that Bob says, "I know you're trying to start a fight, but I'm still just happy
I'm just
that you're
happy
still
you're
alive."
let me look at the context for that 'cause it's great. It's a great line.
Yeah.
Um, right. So it is. Oh yeah, Mr. Incredible. I should have told you I was fired. I admit it, but I didn't want you to worry. You didn't want me to worry, and now we're running through for our lives through some godforsaken jungle. You keep trying to pick a fight, but I'm just happy you're alive.
Yeah, it's so
It's just
great.
very honest. Like
Very honest. It's great.
and then we get fucking Dash's run, which is also very cool.
Yeah, this is like I don't know, a couple of minutes of Violet and Dash running around trying to escape, and we get like this whole scene where Dash is running away, outmaneuvering all the henchmen in their jet
One of the
spinny things.
greatest superhero action set pieces of a lot of all time.
Yeah, he just runs around and just outmaneuvers them. Uses like shit, what do you call the plants that hang from the trees? Just ranks or something? No, that's not the word.
Vines.
Vines. Thank you. Do it for the vine. I'm sorry I said that. Anyway,
I really like at the start of the scene how Dash has to be reminded to run because of how he has ADHD and he forgot.
yeah. But yeah, she turns invisible, makes her way somewhere, hides, and is like, "Run as fast as you can." I was like, "Oh, right." And then just starts running and racks up a kill count of like 6, I think.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, Dash probably has the highest kill count of any superhero in this movie,
Yeah.
or at least on screen.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. He just runs around, outmaneuvers them, makes them crash into each other, into things. At some point, he's running towards some water. He's like, "Oh shit, oh shit." And then you realize, "Oh shit, I run so fast. I just walk over the water." It's crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just kind of go around Violet Heights until the whole family is kind of put together again. They're all meet up in the middle somewhere, and then beat up some more of the henchmen until
There's some really cool dialogue of them all having I feel this is the scene where they've maybe not Helen as much, but like basically this is the scene where peak arc they've all learned like new appreciation of one another at this
Yeah.
moment in the story. And it's very satisfying to see. Bob because he thought he'd lost them all. Violet and Dash because they had both Dash in particular, I guess. No, I think both of them because they had both seen their parents as just restricting them and telling them, what they can't do, and actually seeing them out in the field performing superhero work and fighting guys has, essentially given them a new perspective on, yeah, this is serious stuff and they're really good at it and I should
Mm,
probably respect them for it.
yeah.
Um, and Helen is also there. I don't know, like I'm I'm struggling to pinpoint what point her arc she is at right now.
Yeah.
I guess she would still be just I don't think that she's reached her peak of her arc yet of like figuring out what's going on with Bob. That's the conversation they have right before fighting the Omni Droid, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. That's definitely the thing. Do, 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 do. Where did I go in my notes? Uh, Help me out. Help. I lost track.
No,
Oh, well,
flounder.
you're a flounder.
No, well, to be fair, that is one of the words in my Xbox gamer tag. So
Oh. Oh, that's right. I remember from when we played Halo.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, they get all together as we just already explained, and then Syndrome because like time out, and he just all freezes them with his flim flam laser thingy, uh, and
You
basically
married Elastigirl?
so shocked about it. It's like, oh, you like a whole family of supers? This is like the jackpot.
Yeah. And then we just cut to them all in their prison cell thing.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
real cool little thing. It's like a really visually appealing way of keeping them prisoner.
yeah. And this is where he tells them their plan, which basically is, I want to become the bestest hero myself by tricking everyone I am a hero. Because now that this thing is like the Omnibot, Omnidroid, I can control it with things here because I built it. So I'm gonna go there and pretend like I stopped it, and then everyone will gonna think I'm a hero, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna sell it, and then everybody can be pretending to be a hero, and all of them will be superheroes. And if everyone is a superhero, no one is.
The famous line.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, so we get Syndrome leaves
Been called
and
out. It's been called out in chat.
wait, what did you do?
Deservingly so. I forgot to get to the visuals. I just stopped it like a couple of
Oh,
minutes ago. Fair play, Odin. You get that one. You win.
so Syndrome then leaves them alone in this room. I take issue with this as a
Yeah, he
decision
leaves them
on his part.
completely alone.
Yeah. Not only that, I think that he should know, right? Violet being the one that lets them out kind of tricks you into thinking that this scene makes sense. Because Violet has force fields, which Syndrome doesn't know about. He doesn't know her powers, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at least he doesn't know how her powers interact with I guess he might have seen them during the combat, but let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that he doesn't know that those are her powers.
Mm-hmm.
And she's able to use the force field to get out of this thing because it's like it's keeping her in place with energy, and turning on her force field lets her escape.
Yeah, because it
Sure,
stops
right?
the electricity thingies that hold them in place.
But you know who else should be able to get out of this extremely easily, and Syndrome should be able to get out of this extremely easily, is the woman who can flatten herself.
Yeah.
The woman who can stretch and morph into any shape. She's being held in place with like hand and foot restraints.
Yeah, she's just
No,
go like,
she's not.
"Whoop." No, she's not. Yeah, that's fair point. They could have just put Mirage in here because he doesn't distrust Mirage yet.
Yeah, and they could have like I don't know made it clear that this stuff like that he's got them in something that like turns their powers off or something, or have them sealed in the thing that he uses like from his fingers,
Mm-hmm.
which like I don't think Elastigirl would be able to escape from. Maybe I could also believe it like yeah, I could believe it if he had them sealed in that. Then I could believe Violet being able to escape that. I could believe that happening and that being something that he didn't see coming.
Yeah.
That's a great frame you've got on the screen, by the way.
Yeah.
If Like all of the frames in this film are great. Like just
Syndrome going a bit goblin
it's
mode there. It's like, yeah.
basically every frame that you see is really expressive.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's an interesting thing that I've not noticed in a film before where like, sometimes you can go to like any frame in something like Arcane or the Sea Beast where you just go to any frame, it's like, oh my God, that's beautiful, it's
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous. But in this, it's like, I mean, yeah, loads of the frames that you go to, in fact, I think most of the frames that you just skip to randomly do just look fucking beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, the most of them also just have like you can really see all of the emotion in the scene from any individual frame, and that's something um I think that I don't know, I think it's not something that I've seen this much in any other film before.
Yeah. I would send this frame back in time just to confuse cavemen. So yeah, leave them completely alone, as we said, and then Bob is in a little bit of a monologue where he admits like, "Oh man, my family is my biggest adventure, and I almost missed all of this, and I feel like
Yeah,
I've been kind of a shitty dad and didn't really care enough about what was happening in the family. It was way too much
and it's really earned.
going after the whole superhero thing. It's like,
Really earned because he thought he lost them because of his superhero thing that
yes,
he'd been focusing on instead of them. Um, Yeah, if they had died, then it would have been, I think it would have been very easy for him to blame himself and think, oh man, I should have listened to Helen. Like, I was getting myself mixed up
yeah.
in superhero work. And then because I did that, my family was killed. And the irony is that I wasn't even paying attention to them because I was too distracted by it. Yeah, it's really,
Yeah, it's good
really
stuff.
good stuff.
And gets even better as soon as they arrive in the city with that also meme frame a little bit, but it's also a really good scene.
Which meme frame?
I'm not strong enough. That's something that's been memed.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that has been memes as
Yeah,
fuck.
but it's also just a really good scene.
It is, it is. Uh,
Um. So yeah, Violet uses the time
Oh,
to,
one thing that we haven't mentioned, I
yeah.
guess. Oh, okay, okay, no, yeah, we haven't. We're not there yet, I guess.
Oh, okay. So
Because you
yeah,
were talking about being in the city, and I was like, wait, there's stuff in between there.
yeah. So Violet uses time to free herself and the powers and releases them all. And yeah, the robot is already going haywire in the city, and Mirage notices that the family has escaped. She's like, "Ooh, damn, what are we gonna do?" So they move to the hangar, and it's like, okay, we need something to fly there, something fast. But all they find is like a little van, and some people celebrating. I think one of the guys actually says in the background, "Let's take a shot every time they run away." I think I heard that. I don't know if that's in the transcript, but I found it very funny because they're just kind of like, yeah, a plan well thought out and job done. Let's have some drinks. And they're opening up some
Yeah.
champagne. And I'm pretty sure one in the back says, let's take a shot every time they run.
Yeah, every time someone runs, we take a shot. It's such a
Awesome.
stupid drinking game.
Fucking great. Super
Uh,
good. Um,
Seeing so many of them together does make me think, yeah, they have to be clones, like in canon. That has to be the.
um,
I assume they're all played by the same voice actor.
Probably, yeah. Let's see. So yeah, there's like, damn, there's like no jets or anything in here that would be fast enough. And then I think one of the children says, I think it's Dash, like, hey, what about if we just take the rocket? And it's like, oh, how the fuck are we gonna get that rocket out of here? And then Mirage comes around, it's like, I can help with that.
Well,
I think he just says, say please over the microphone or something.
I'm thinking about because like, is it too convenient that there's just another rocket? Or because we see that Syndrome actually has loads of rockets, so I guess he was just planning on doing this lots of times.
I guess he wants to sell them, so he started production already. You could assume,
Oh yeah, that could do it.
or maybe just have one handy in case something goes wrong with another one.
Yeah, like having an entire spare rocket, that's a pretty big resource,
The,
you
the
know?
the thing that I would more say is that it's very hard to prepare a rocket properly with not enough
Oh
manpower.
yeah,
So that's
I
probably
guess
more
yeah.
the issue.
They do they do it with like 3 people.
Yeah. So it must have been already fully prepped, and they then somehow got that van strapped in between the hole. It's yeah. And then we get the super suit scene. Honey, where is
Where is my super suit?
so good. I don't know why in the other scenes he didn't really sound like Samuel L. Jackson, but in this scene he is just Samuel L. Jackson. It's just you can
Oh
hear it
yeah.
so hard, and it's fantastic.
Didn't he like? Am I like? I have like a vague memory of this. Maybe I'm like misremembering, but like I swear, um, did he recreate the scene in real life?
Sorry, say that again.
Hang on, I'm gonna Google it. I have like a vague recollection of Samuel L. Jackson recreating the scene in real life, but maybe I'm going crazy.
Might be a thing. Let me play the audio while you check.
Where is my super suit?
Where is my super suit? Oh, that's great. The Jackson got turned up to 11. Absolutely. It's weird to call the Rocketman more of a high altitude jet. Yeah. You tell me where that suit is, woman.
Okay, maybe well, no, maybe he's oh, it's James Corden is there, and I
Ugh.
don't know. I can't be bothered to watch all of these clips to see if he did it or not,
Yeah.
especially when James Corden is there.
Why do you need to know?
I need it.
I need it.
Run off to do it, no daring do. We've been
Why
planning
do you need to know?
this 2 months.
The public is in danger.
The public is in danger. I'm playing the audio right now. It's great.
Our evening is in danger.
You tell me where my suit is, woman.
Yo, tell me where my suit is, woman. So good. I love it.
We are talking about the greater good.
Greater good.
It's just such a good. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just fucking great. Like
I'm talking about the greater good. I am your woman. I'm your wife. I am your greatest good. It's so good.
what a see. What like
I am the
I love
greatest
that it's
good
just
you
like-
will ever get. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a great scene.
'cause it is- if this scene was just missing, right? If this scene was never included in the movie,
It wouldn't change a
not like-
bit. It wouldn't change
yeah.
a thing.
it's just here because fuck it, it's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love it as well. Like just the start of it, he seems to be having kind of a normal day, and then he sees a helicopter like fly past his window and explode.
Just getting ready for their dinner. Probably looking forward to it. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna have a night out with the wife. Should be great.
Honey,
Where is my super suit? I put it away. Oh, love it.
we can just go talk round and round in circles about the scene for ages,
Oh,
reciting a
absolutely.
line of it and then going, yeah, it's fucking good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Then we see that Syndrome is starting to do his plan thingy, but it fails miserably because the robot is like, I'm not having your bullshit. I saw that you control me with your remote control on your arm. I'm gonna
Yeah.
take that away from you. And now he actually lost control over the robot and gets wrecked immediately.
Yeah, yeah. I guess none of the tools that we have seen him use would have been able to help him defeat the robot. I don't know that
No.
the shooty point finger thing, which is actually the only weapon we see him have on his person.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be. I doubt that it would be able to carry something that big.
No. Yeah, it's yeah, he's a failure. Anyway, this is what they did. I just put it on screen. They used the hole where the robot is normally, and Elastigirl just kind of stretched through it and is now carrying the van in between these
Yeah.
things while the other ones are just chilling inside.
I guess she must have some degree of super strength and super durability.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would hang Rooney much lower. It wouldn't work otherwise.
Yeah.
Extreme Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Don't you know the Jean-Claude Van Damme clip where he's like having his legs stretched left and right over some chairs, but then there was the meme where it's like between trucks.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that.
that was the whole joke.
Yeah,
So yeah, they're doing that. Bob asks, "Are you doing okay?" And she just says, "Do you really want me to answer that?" It's kind of fun. And they basically have like a little bit of banter in there while they get there. Like Dash is like, "Are we there yet?" And Bob is like, "We're there when we're there." Yeah, it's just
because it's all like throughout the whole thing, a big focus on just relatable family stuff happening.
yeah while they're on their
Um,
way trying to
and it's
beat
not
up a
like
robot.
it's not forced in or like trying too hard to be relatable. It's just very natural.
Yeah, they start crashing into the floor and just say, "Hey, which exit do I need to get?" It's like, "Oh, I need to that one." It's like, "No, that gets me downtown." It's like, "Don't take that one." It just goes away. It's like, "Good job. Now I missed the fucking exit." It's like a family trip, but they're superheroes doing things. It's pretty amusing. I like it.
Yeah, it's real funny. Then we get the climactic scene between for like Helen's arc, I guess, between Bob and Helen that's been memed to death with the caption "Shut the fuck up, please just shut the fuck up."
Yeah, yeah.
That's not actually the dialogue in the scene.
That is not the dialogue in the scene because it basically starts with Helen's like, no, he's like, "Oh, you gotta wait here. I have to do this alone." And she's like, "What are you doing this? This is just some kind of stupid workout for you. Why are you being so dismissive? We should do this together." And it's like, "No, I'm your wife. I'm gonna help you." And basically, all
All come.
all comes down to him saying, I'm not strong enough to lose you all again. Like, I'm just not strong enough. Couldn't take it." And then
If we work together, you won't have to be.
exactly. And it's really great.
It is real great. Because Helen's culmination of this as well is she is like putting everything that she holds dear at risk now by getting involved in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at the start of the movie there would be a chance that she would just run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, very good scene. Nothing really else to add. It's just fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get like the big end fight, pretty much.
It's very cool. You see basically just all of the stuff that they have learned throughout the film being put into place. You see them all looking out for each other. And you see, Dash running on water, Mr. Incredible saying the only thing hard enough to penetrate it is itself, that kind of stuff, right?
Frozone is here. He's helping out.
Yeah, he is.
He found his super suit. Good for
They
him.
they defeat the Omnidroid with its own hand,
Yeah.
and then they get told that like, hey, yeah, we've dealt with Syndrome's like business side of stuff. But then, oh no, the babysitter calls and is like, thanks for sending a replacement sitter, and it turns out that Syndrome has gone to like take their baby
Yeah.
because he's bitter.
He was a little bitter shit.
And we get a final action set piece where it turns out that Jack does in fact have powers and he can like transform into loads of different forms.
Yeah. I think what we see is like a fiery form, complete fire. Then we get one
Metal, we get.
it's like complete metal. It gets super heavy, just like me. And
Whoa.
and then into some kind of hell demon thingy.
Yeah.
And Cinnamon was like, "What the fuck is happening with this baby? This is crazy."
I really don't like what happens to his power set in the second film, but I guess that's something that's not relevant right now.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't die. I thought he died.
Jack.
Oh, I thought I thought you meant Syndrome. Oh god, no.
Oh, have you not seen the second film?
Here's the thing. If I did, I don't remember a thing about it.
That's fair.
I only hear over and over again it's really bad.
I think that the popular opinion is probably that it's mid, but like compared to this, it's definitely really bad. But I think it's also probably one of those where the more you think about it, the less it holds up. The way that I felt after like seeing it, after I'd like thought about it for a while and settled on it, because like obviously having just seen it, this being one of my favorite childhood movies of all time, it was mostly just nostalgia feelings.
Yeah.
But like having thought about it for a long time, The Incredibles 2 to me feels just like The Incredibles 1 is like a movie. It's got so many moving parts. It does so much very like efficiently.
Yeah.
And it's like really, really tightly put together. Whereas The Incredibles 2 would be like a middling episode in like an Incredibles TV show.
I see.
Even though it's feature length, it's just like, yeah, those are events that happened, I guess. That was like a neat action adventure.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna check it out at some point. Just to
Check out the
to
game
see it.
first.
Fine, I'll play the game at some point. I might actually buy a physical copy for my PlayStation.
Do it. That's what I have.
I know, we talked about it already, and you told me to
Shut up.
buy it then.
And we got just a new another like combination of all of their powers to deal with Syndrome. Yeah, they're all involved here, except no, Dash isn't.
Yeah, I can't really do anything. It's
Yeah.
on the ground.
So Bob throws Helen to go and get Jack. In the meantime, Syndrome is escaping to his plane, and Bob throws a car at Syndrome at the plane, and
Yeah.
Syndrome, and that damages the plane, and Syndrome gets his cape snagged in the turbine.
Yeah.
Fun little detail. It's Bob's car that he bought with the money that Syndrome paid him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Good shout.
This is actually the first viewing of the movie where I actually noticed that.
That's yeah, nice. I didn't catch that. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, now they save the day. It's all good.
Yeah.
And then we get
Oh, yeah,
like
Violet's powers come into it when she uses force field to protect them all from the plane that crashes into them.
yeah.
And then we got to pay off for the kid.
You get to pay off for the kid. He's like, that was wicked.
Yeah.
He's really excited.
And we get like a little epilogue scene.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, Violet, she doesn't wear her hair over her face anymore, and Dash is allowed to go running for sports, but he like pretends not to have superpowers.
It's great
What?
how it works because they go like, yeah, faster, faster. And then he goes too fast, like, not that fast, not that fast. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah,
what
it's
do we want
really
me
funny.
to do? And then Bob's like, I don't know, make it a second, close second. It's like, okay. And it just gets second, just barely. It's really funny. Made me laugh.
It is.
Then Violet also gets
Violet gets a date with that guy she likes.
yeah. And then they all have a good time, go out, and then the Underminer appears in the parking lot.
To undermine the happy ending, am I right?
Oh shit! And that's what we already said in the beginning when he says, "I am always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me," which made me laugh
get it.
as well.
Cool final shot of them all getting like their superhero on and getting ready to fight the Underminer.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the Incredibles.
Metal, you have 4 minutes until you have to be somewhere else.
I think Mutely is still on Real BBC himself.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm probably not the one pressed for. I don't know what I wanted to say. It just scrambled in my brain. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, awesome movie. I really enjoyed rewatching it, and I'm probably gonna watch it a lot more times in the future because it's really good.
It is so good. I might make a video about it at some point. That'll be fun.
Do it, coward.
And about the game as well.
Ooh.
The credits are also really good. I don't know, like they're just cool artistic credits that look really visually pleasing, and they're like James Bond credits almost.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. You should do some sort of podcast together. Maybe on a popular sci-fi franchise or something. Nah, that's silly. That's silly.
It'd be cool to have like a. Wouldn't it be great to have like a franchise of movies that are Incredibles based and they're all of this quality?
Yeah, that would be cool. But we need competent writers for that, and they seem scarce.
Goss.
Scarce.
Goss.
Scarce these nuts. Mauler wasn't on BBC Metal. Well, he's still. Then he is waiting for me. Correct. I just assumed he was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, really, you're wrecking him with
Yeah.
this.
No, he is. Get your fucking shit straight, chat. You need to talk about this before you give me information, okay? I mean, not that it changes anything for me. I'm just gonna message him when I'm done and then see what happens.
I mean, yeah. Well, do we have much else to say about The Incredibles?
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's really good. It's a fantabulous little movie. And just one of those movies that shows you don't need like a convoluted, crazy super plot to make a good movie. Just
it's all in the character writing.
keep
honestly.
it simple, use your time, establish the characters like we have here, and you're good. You're golden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this one does a very, very good job with that.
I come every time I watch it.
I mean, Elastigirl is in it, so that
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
to be a common occurrence. for people.
Comments.
Yeah.
I've taken this too far.
Your mom is on real BBC too. Oh shit! Did she want to invite me when she called me? Damn. Could have got so many views.
Oh yeah, that was a callback to earlier when your mum called you. I get it. Well done.
Yeah. Wasn't anything important. She asked me about some IT stuff because apparently my sister needs something IT. And it's like, do you know about Python? I was like, no, leave me
like
alone.
when I got you to repair my PC for me the other day.
Yeah, but that was like a really easy fix. Those are my favorite ones. Like, do this one thing and then it works. It's like, fantastic.
Yeah,
Love it.
well, just me telling you the issue I was having and you being like, I can't remember exactly the context, but I remember the thing you said to me was, oh, so I guess that's what happens if you just ignore that issue for months.
Yeah. Is your sister single? My sister is 16, so you better back off. Or you go to jail. Metal Rex Mauler. I've read that hentai. Wait, what?
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Link it in chat.
Don't link it in chat. I'm scared. This is a good luck with Python is so hard to learn. Yeah, I heard it's not super easy. That's probably why I didn't bother doing that.
Sometimes it's worth doing things that aren't easy, Metal.
Yeah, like hanging out with you. Oh god.
I walked right into that one.
Wrecked. Anyway, let me quickly check out them super chatteroonies that came through. Let's see. First donation to stop stream fund. Also, I'm expecting at least 10 minutes of dunking on Incredibles too. I can't. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember if I even watched it. I would totally dunk on it if I could. I'm sorry.
Hey, what if it's really good? What would you do then?
I don't think that happens. I don't know.
You're roboting for me right now.
No, I'm not. You're a robot.
You're roboting so hard. I can understand you, but you're roboting.
Maybe she just wrote me. Real BBC is wrapping up. No, I'm just gonna write. Me too, Lamau. I wrote Lamo. That's close enough. Metal has evolved into DSP. He now has to masturbate on stream and then get a Ken Halloween costume. I'd like not to do that. You can still send me money though. That's fine. I can never make those money jokes without a straight face. I always feel bad.
People don't know how straight your face is. They can't see it.
I mean, they see it all the time. It's full of beards.
Not right now. They can't.
Shut up.
No.
Okay. And there's another one. Can we spend time to shoot Incredibles 2, please? Jay shat on it a little bit, I think. So. Should we do
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I don't. I also don't really remember it. It's probably. Yeah, I do accept that it's probably one where if I think about it, it will turn much worse than I remember it as well.
Yeah. What does Mula want you for? We're doing the God of War talkings basically straight after this and Real BBC wraps up. But I think that's only going to be on Meepshi's channel. I don't think I'm going to stream it. At least that's not the plan. I don't know. I'm going to ask him. Can always just use the Metals Forge thingy. I don't know. Shut up. Is it going to be live? I think so. I actually never bothered to ask. to ask. Anyway, but yeah, that should wrap us up. You got anything going on, Jumblums?
I'm probably going to upload like a video very shortly, hopefully. If I don't, then something went wrong.
No,
But that might happen.
that's a shame. Yeah, links are in the chat. Go follow Jayheimers.
Thank you for the follows.
There's also a link to the second channel where you find the Star Trek podcast we do every week.
Oh, yeah, we do that every week.
Definitely.
Go watch every episode of that until you're done.
Yeah, currently it's, well, not on YouTube. On YouTube, it's almost the whole season. In 2 weeks, it's going to be the whole first season covered.
Yeah.
And
that's going to take you like more than 24 hours to watch through all of it. So
yeah, because we're long-ish.
we are long, yes.
So yeah, season 2 gonna coom up real shortly, I think. But yeah, there you go. Go check that shit out. All linked in the descripciones. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with Ragnarok. That's starting tomorrow. That's gonna be a good day. And yeah, I'll catch you all then, and I'll see you on the next whatever it's gonna be. Jay, say goodbye to the people.
Bye to the people.
Goodbye.
Bye.